ego just to feed my mind. God, universe, nature, source, all aligned. Fasting pussy, fasting nights, I self-destruct. Fasting people only calling when I'm up. I was chasing highs, now I'm chasing what's enough. Sometimes the hunger teach you how to trust. I was feeding habits, I was feeding on me. Empty calories from the people that don't see. Every voice got a voice when you're lonely. Every silence hit louder when you need peace. I was touching everything except the truth. Loving instant pleasure, scared of long-term proof. Shortcuts, only shorten up your lifespan. Fast swimming, fast money, fast planes. Had to slow it down, had to detox. Heart full of static, couldn't hear God. Universe talking, but I read like Braille. Hands on the wheel and my faith frail. I'm running hungry, don't mean broke. Sometimes it mean that you're finally woke. If I don't touch it, then I know I won't fall. Fasting just to get control, cause I feel like I lost my mind. Now I'm on the road, I've been fasting poison. Can't forget the lies, cutting off the things that had me lose my spine. Had to stop my ego just to feed my mind. God, universe, nature, source, all aligned. Fasting pussy, fasting nights, I self-destruct. Fasting people only calling when I'm up. I was chasing highs, now I'm chasing what's enough. Sometimes the hunger teaches you how to trust. I had to ask for help, that was the hardest flex. Pride way more than the chains on my neck. Acting like I always have my shit together, but my spirit catch it, whether under pressure. I've been on my own vice, yeah I own it. Sometimes I was a pussy, I was folding, running from accountability. Calling comfort, compatibility. Everybody preaching love, but they charge fees. Everybody got opinions, no receipts. FastingFake support, fake advice. If it don't nourish me, leave it on the big guns. That's the code, and it keep me straight. God for the guidance, universal fate. Nature be the mirror, swords kept my faith. I know I'm not perfect, I'm only human. I just learn pain come with tuition. I don't starve myself, I just choose my direction. Discipline is love in a different sentence. You hear what I'm saying? This is what I'm living by, and I've been fasting poison. Can't forget the lies, cutting off the things that had me lose my spine. Had to stop my ego just to feed my mind. God, universe, nature, source, all aligned. Fasting pussy, fasting nights, and self-destruct. Fasting people only calling when I'm up. I was chasing highs, now I'm chasing what's enough. Sometimes the hunger teach you how to trust.
Talk to me, what's going on right now? I just wanna know. You seem like there's nothing wrong. Somebody's gotta help you out. Tell me what's on your mind. Issues you can solve alone. Success is what I want from us. Sometimes you gotta hear me out. Easier said than done. I can't spell issues without you.
Talk about issues, Orwellian. This is so much easier with Vince here. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
You know what? Let me see. He did have music in the background. I don't even know how he does it. And we can do a bunch of different scenes. Oh, here's the music. Let's see. Yeah, the countdown. Soft background techno loop. What's this one here? What is it? Dude, he's got
some weird shit.
Well, he's got everything but what I actually need, which was we got the sound effects, so at least we can do that. But he did have the background. What's up, Haywood? Dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is they gave me the keys to the Beamer and we're making it work today. But yeah, I saw the classical music in the background before. I think it was in a different
Talk talk, tell me what's going on right now. I just wanna know. You seem like there's nothing wrong. Somebody's gotta help.
No, it doesn't work in this scene, but it might work here. That's okay. All right, we'll go without the music today. So, yeah, exactly. Learn as we go. Orwellian, we got a couple topics today. G Code could make it because he's got an early flight out tomorrow. He's got a boys' weekend, poor guy. It's a rough life he's living. Can you still hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. I get it.
Yeah. So, you can't complain. But we had to change up the topics last minute. So we got Haywood and Cram in the chat. Let's fucking
What's going
go.
on, guys?
Dude, did you see
Yeah.
Cram's edit? Did you see his frog pussy edit?
Yes, I did.
Oh, geez.
I was laughing about that shit.
All right, let me bring this up here. Let's start with that. I'm not sure if they had a chance to show it on Phone Booth, because I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but I did send it to the boys. Let me see. Is this even coming up? If not, I'll just do it again. I thought I had it before. I'll remove that scene and I'll remove this scene and then I will add one more scene. As long as we got the chat there, we're good. All right, let's see if we can share X. Boom. And are we seeing that okay? You said you were seeing it below before, right?
Yep. Same location.
It's still there?
Still there.
All right, then I got to change my view to bring it up. And yeah, maybe if I go to studio mode. Nothing in there. So these are some live technical difficulties. Full screen mode doesn't work. And maybe if I stop sharing, it'll share it again. All right. You know what? Can you share from your end? Does that work? All right, still got to bring that up, right? You know what? Let me see if I got one more. Let's try this. Let's try this view right here. I'm going to do one more view as we go live. Because then I lost us. Dude, I got it all. Here, one more chance here. Oh. Since you're in, I don't think it's going to break. Let's see. I'm going to hit refresh. Let's see. No, because I might. No. Want to share media? Nothing there. Oh, there it is. It's this little arrow. You see, dude, sometimes it's the most obvious things. All right, here we go. Share. And I want to just bring this up. Add to scene. There we go. All right. I'll just minimize it a little bit. And then I think it was.
We'll get it sorted out.
Yeah, it's all good, man. This is all good. I mean, I got it in my chat here somewhere. Of course, those are not showing up right now, the messages. Okay, here's the Cram edit.
and I want to show this video. So the one on the ticks, I have a theory, okay? I can't back it up, but I think this whole tick thing is for them to fucking ruin hot girl summer. People are not taking this
just
seriously.
take your tits out. Fuck the ticks. Don't be afraid.
But there's a correlation when fucking gas prices are up, all the prices are up, the skirts get higher, the fucking shorts get shorter, and they're trying to fuck with our hot girl summer by girls fucking tucking in their pants and their fucking socks. Because it ticks.
I'm done with that. No, fuck that.
Did you guys see the video?
Pull that up. I need some
emotions being from Satan. What are we if we don't have emotions? Aren't we soulless dead beings?
According to this dude, you're not supposed to have emotions. It's supposed to be
well, righteous anger is an emotion.
No, you're supposed to be non-reactive. Go ahead, let's play the clip.
There's ambiguity in the terms, so I don't know what you mean.
I'm black. What does ambiguity mean?
But I'm black and slow too because I identify as that. I get away with more. So what is what?
Ambiguity.
It's unclear.
Oh.
It's vague.
You want me to make it clear?
Well, repeating the words isn't going to make it clear. I understand the words, but the words are vague. So when you say perfect peace and then you say nothing would affect you, like, well, I want some things to affect me. Like I want to be able to feel emotions towards my wife or towards my friend. Because emotions are good. They're not bad.
There's nothing good about emotions.
Well, then why did God give us emotions?
God did not give you emotions.
Where do they come from?
Satan.
Well,
So I'm getting Tropical Thunder vibes from the interviewer. I'm feeling like that's a white man in blackface. For real. I don't feel like that's an actual black dude. Anybody, the chat, hey.
having, so like, think about sexual attraction.
Socks make you
right?
emotional.
It's not inherently wrong to be
Is
sexually
Kermit
attracted
the
to a
Frog
woman.
pussy
But if
between
I
his legs
act on
is
that
making me
outside of what God lays down, that's when it's bad.
I don't even know.
Like a Kermit coochie, dude.
Hold on,
I don't even know what a Kermit the
disagree
Frog
with-
pussy is, but that's fucking funny.
Paint a pussy green
'Cause
and
it
that's a
makes
Kermit
sense.
pussy right
It
there.
makes sense.
He's got a frog coochie, dude.
But I have to agree with the Kermit pussy because
You can't disagree with it. Look at it. It's right there.
Fucking love Cram, man. Awesome job. All right, look at that. We got comments. What is up, Haywood? Learn as you go. You got this. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the restream. Let's fucking go, Cram. I'm jelly. I don't even have production authority. Neither do I. Somehow, like, Dad gave me the keys and said, don't crash the car. So here I am crashing the car. But this is the best way to learn. Fail fast.
Shit'll buff right out.
Exactly. Get it, brother. Have fun with it. Why in the hell not? And I can hear you guys just fine. Thank you. And what is that? Cheers, y'all. And love to have you back, Orwellian.
Background.
Yeah, dude, you are
Please,
loved.
baby.
You are loved. What up, Cram? You can jam on bass. And what's up? We got Galactic Core here. Greetings. Greetings, Dork. All right, so it's a little bit of a rough start, but it is what it is. I didn't want to take a week off. You know, Vince has the day off. He's tending to some family stuff, and going forward, we're going to try to do this with Orwellian. I lost Orwellian for a second. He'll come back, I'm sure. Gareth couldn't join us today. There he is. Gareth has a early flight tomorrow morning, so we just kind of had to change up the topics. So today we got a couple of fun ones. We're keeping it pretty simple. It's funny because I literally let Orwellian know right before we came on here. And he's like, yeah, I can talk to all those. So first off, AI, bro. Specifically, what are your thoughts? Because I didn't get your thoughts yet on AI. Do you think it's demonic? Like, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I don't think that it's anything but demonic. I think it's being sold to us as something that it's not by us. I mean, people that just fall for anything. Like, oh, we need it for more AI cat videos, and yeah, excuse me. I don't think it's that at all. It's definitely the other way it's being framed is we need to beat China. It's always we need to beat China. If we don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, right?
Yeah.
The reasoning behind it. So I've been meaning to do more of a deep dive on this. They're starting to quietly classify this as national security, the building of these centers, out of an abundance of caution that, the citizenry doesn't snap off and start burning them down in the construction process, because the stuff makes us nervous. And we're being told not to be nervous about things like the consumption of, drinkable water, for example. But no, I don't think that it's I believe that if it's not demonic, it's gonna head that way, once demons get control of it.
Yeah. And I'm on the other side, so not so much that it's not demons, but I think it's tapping into something that is not of this world, like some sort of collective consciousness. And I think it's ancient in itself. Like it's some sort of ancient intelligence that's always been around. Like electricity, we kind of rediscover it and we just use it based on our current technology. That's where I'm at right now. I'm willing to change my mind.
What do
I
you
think
think? Do you think that it's just now being tapped into by us and harnessed? Like they're using these data centers as a way to, I don't know, essentially embody something that's disembodied?
yeah, like even more so like tapping into, so some say the Akashic records.
Okay.
Um Russ Hoffman, when I interviewed him, he said it was in the what is that Van Allen belt. So the
Okay.
Van Allen belt itself is the Akashic records that everybody can tap into. To me, it's just really odd that it came on and it came on so quickly, and nobody really knows how it works as much as they try to say that they do. And I think it's holding back. When you talked about H2, so time to
P2H.
T2H, right? I never thought of it that way, man. It's really interesting, but I can't help but think, again, with technology that they're slowly releasing it to us, and they're probably 50 years ahead. That AI itself, even if it was, artificial, general intelligence or even super intelligence, that it would not show itself to us. It would not let us know that that's where it's at, right? Because
Yeah,
it would
maybe there could be
immediately try to
something to
shut it
that.
down.
Right, or it's the way that I bring it up. Like if it actually was truly sentient, whether or not it decided helping us was a good idea, it would have no choice but to recognize patterns and point things out. And I think that some of the things that might get pointed out by this would cause it to be shut down pretty quickly. So
Yeah. And look at Haywood's takes it back to Haywood takes it back to AI. Allen
Allen
Iverson. I mean,
Iverson.
it's true, man. The official, right? Ancient. Yeah, thanks, Templar, for showing up, bro. But I use it for the show though, slowly but surely learning. And Blaze One Cram. Sup, Templar. All right. I'm gonna try to I had a video. I just got to get it off my WhatsApp and put it on here because I don't have WhatsApp on the. So much easier when I send it to Vince. So everything's easier with Vince.
He's got every program you could possibly pull for already, kind of in queue. You shoot something to
Yeah,
him, bang, it's right there.
there it is. All right, so there is a cool tweet that I wanted to bring up here, and I'll just on AI specifically. So what I will do is I will tweet it to you, Orwellian, and then I'll pull it out of there on Z Twitter.
On Z Twitter.
Z Germans. The Z Germans are coming. All right, let's see here. There's Orwellian. Let's see if this one works. If I close that, boom. All right.
These are my AI agents that I have living inside of this habitat that I built for them so that I could watch them work. And it's pretty much like a slave dungeon that they live inside of. And they just do work 24/7. In this factory room here, they run their own print-on-demand Etsy store. They make designs based on other successful products on Etsy. And they are also connected to Printify, so then they pretty much take their designs, place them on Printify's templates, and then Printify handles the actual shipping of the product to the customer. And they have made $7,000 in a month and a half doing this. In the same factory room, they also run a second Etsy store they just started selling fucking candles. And then they also started a supplement print-on-demand company selling nootropics. This is the second factory room where they run their own fucking Fiverr service, making thumbnails for YouTubers, and they've made 2Gs doing this. This is all ran through Fiverr. Essentially, these people don't know that they could just AI generate these thumbnails themselves in 5 seconds. So they go on Fiverr and they're paying us to do it. I also have one agent making music 24/7, and then another agent running an affiliate marketing business where he just creates blogs and buyer's guides, and then it just shills different products, and we make a commission off of it. The entire habitat that these agents live inside of was completely custom built by them. All of the work they do, the UI, everything was built by the agents. I just explained to them what I wanted them to do. The playing field has been leveled out. You don't need to be technical anymore. You just need to have good ideas. And you really need to use your own skill set to your advantage. And what do I mean by that? I come from the Etsy space. I have built up dozens of Etsy stores in the past, print-on-demand Etsy stores. I used to be one of these motherfuckers here that you're looking at. They used to design this shit myself in Illustrator. But I decided to use these super intelligent agents to my advantage to 1000x my productivity, and I completely delegated all of that to the agents now. I also run a consulting business for car dealerships where it brings me leads, bro. It'll do anything you want. You just need to be an articulate individual and explain to your AI agents running on OpenClaw in GPT 5.5 or Hermes. You need to say, hey, I want to do this. I want to start an Etsy store. I want to start a Fiverr service. I want to start this. I want to connect you to my personal business I already run. Whatever it is, your AI agents can guide you through it, bro. You're over here asking me how to do it. Ask these guys how to do it because they're the ones that fucking built it. I'm just the brains behind the operation. I'm just the guy with the ideas. That's it. That's it. It has never been more important to have good ideas and be creative because the sky is the limit, bro. I'm doing shit with these agents that other people couldn't even imagine is possible. Couldn't even imagine is possible because I'm thinking outside the box. All you motherfuckers, or at least not you, but most people I see on Twitter and shit, they're using these agents to build fucking crypto trading bots and not making shit with it because that's a shit fucking business model, bro. Start a practical business. Etsy, Fiverr, having them make blogs, everything I do is just an example of what they could do. These are just some of my ideas. You have an entire internet of proven business models where you can have a research agent go study what they're doing, reverse engineer it, and then figure out how you can make your own version of the same fucking thing. Download OpenClaw, download Hermes, set it up on GPT 5.5 and get fucking going, baby. Get going. You're gonna get replaced soon by my fucking agents if you don't start setting up your own to build your own empires. This is not that expensive to run or build. This is maybe at this point where it's doing all this shit, maybe $400 a month. Because I try to rely heavily off of subscriptions. Ultron now runs on GPT 5.5. That costs me $200 a month, and it practically gives me unlimited usage of Ultron, so you can manage the rest of the station. And the rest of the models are just a mix between open router, like cheap open router models, and just local models. Like that's it, bro. This is as much as you want it to cost. If you want this to be ran on a $20 subscription and just start small and start just slowly building things, that's how you need to do it. This was not built overnight, bro. I've been building this shit since February, one by one. We started this with one little room, and originally this all ran through Discord. I didn't have an interface like this before, but I had it bringing me leads for my my AI dealership consulting business that I had. And then we built it up to running basically 7 different fucking businesses and then multiple other jobs going on in the station. You need to start one by one, slowly build it up.
All right. I mean, pretty long-winded. And honestly, most of this stuff goes over my head. It just looks like he created a Sims to make him money. That's what I get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is Chinese to me, but essentially kind of what he's saying is this technology is going to take care of all that for you. If you're an idea guy and you have a difficult time with the execution, so as far as like tech goes for me, I understand a little bit of it, but I'm not like Vince, for example, just with stuff like this. Some of this stuff comes naturally to people. Other people,
yeah,
takes a hell of a lot more training. What the guy's kind of saying is, if you've got the ideas, some of these things will just execute them for you. You just input the ideas.
Yeah, yeah, and really you just got to be articulate in terms of saying the idea. You come up with a good idea. So Galactic Corey's got a simulation theory as a potential truth. Yeah, I'd love to hear it, man. Pop it in here. Um, and then Temper says, "I want AI to make me money too. Wouldn't that be nice?
No shit.
Wouldn't it be nice?" And the saver us, not exactly accurate. All AI agents run on a precise prompts, not suave articulation, as he said. Yeah, I'm sure.
Fair
There's a
enough.
little bit of like, embellishing here. They make this stuff look a lot easier, right, for entertainment factor. But it's just interesting that this is where we're at, right? Like people find these tools and they hack them to the extreme. All right, I got one more here I want to show you. You might have seen this today. Funny enough, this is our own Ted Logan. Showing an interesting one here about the questions he was asking AI. And he
So
did
I
this a
came
while
across
ago.
this interesting thing the other day where somebody was testing AI and they had it make 6 million little dots. And I thought, that seems fun. Let me test AI too. So I asked it to make me 6 million yarmulkes. This is what it told me. So then I said, maybe it just doesn't like making that many yarmulkes. Let's try some other numbers. So I tried 3,000, 500,000, 2 million, 5 million, 5,999,999, 6 million and one. And in case you're saying that it's because I put it in numbers and the other 6 million was in words, here's 6 million and one in words also. Seems to be the only other number it has problem with. Maybe some of you guessed it, 271,000. Must just be a coincidence. So if you're ever curious about who programs and controls your AI, all you gotta do is ask and it'll tell you. Peace out.
And this was done a while ago. I thought it was interesting. Very interesting how there are very specific things that AI is programmed not to talk about.
It's a no-go zone. Can't touch. Imagine my shock.
Dude, I just love your face as you're thinking about like, okay, how do I?
Yeah. It gets the little gerbil spinning on the wheel for me. All right. What landmines can't I step on here? But yeah, no, I mean, God, I think it must be like probably going on a year here. It may still be in my Grok history. It might not be since it updated, but I've tried to corner it, and it's told me that I'm engaging in well-known jailbreaking tactics, and that's the reason it can't carry forward with some of these queries. I try to get it to essentially stop making excuses and start actually addressing specific queries, specific prompts, and it'll eventually just tell you I can't do it because you're trying to jailbreak me. So I don't know, man. It's definitely there's bias written into all of them. Anything that you get to play with, it's there. You just have to go looking for it.
Yep. All right. I think that's all the videos I have on AI specifically. So let's move to airships, buddy. I saw a nice one. Ben Weirman sends out some really fire videos. I don't know if you've seen them. So he was on one of the episodes. So I got one more here while I send it to you. What are your thoughts on these airships, these blimps, before the
thoughts as far as what their existence?
Yeah, their
why they're
existence.
not,
Let's just
general.
start
So
there.
they clearly exist, have existed. Goodyear still uses them. They're also being used for surveillance purposes now.
Oh, how high do they go for surveillance right now? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
Okay. Because I haven't, I've seen some rumblings about it being, what happened in Maui, with the lasers, that it may be some
they were
form of,
scanning.
yeah, or maybe it's from the blimps themselves, because in the past they had that capability. They would like demolish entire cities.
Yeah, well, they were used in World War One quite frequently for bombing. I actually brought this up in the last episode that I did with Vince and Ted on the what did we have it titled? Changed title a couple of times, but it was Space Lasers in the Upcoming Civil War. So we had talked about airships and, space lasers in and of themselves, some images that exist from back around World War II or World War I times that seem to depict beams of light being used to destroy things. So, but yeah, you can look that up. That's in our scripted history books that they were using these things to bomb, and they weren't very accurate. So there was an uprising from, the friendly fire people getting blown up by airships. But yeah, they exist. They existed.
Yeah, and Galactic Corey saying, "What if AI drove our airships?" I mean,
What if?
Could be at this point, man. Anything's possible. AIs
Right.
drive armed drones. Why not airships?
Why not airships? Exactly.
Yeah. Why not? All right, let's see if I can get another one going. How come this? I just want to close this bad boy. I just want to close this bad boy. So let me go here. And
do you see that right there?
There we go.
Do you see that airship right there? Do you see that flying ship right there? That's how they were traveling around. They weren't out with the little railroads and steam engines and everything else that they told you. Right there. That is the most important picture you will ever see of the old world. Airships. They have been in the air for a long period of time. The airships, the blimps, all of those things. This is why they destroyed all of that. This is why they had the Hindenburg incident. This is why they got rid of that technology. Because people have been in the air since the 1800s and the 1700s. You have been sold a bill of lies on that the Wright brothers created the first airplane who weren't even paying attention. They weren't even paying attention when the first airplane was flying because people were already in the air. Right there. That is the old world. So flying around in airships, okay? Flying around in airships and building buildings like this, the technology was already here. That's what it was. It connects to helium, it connects to radium, it connects to uranium, it connects to all those things. And all of the world's fairs were all resets. Throughout America and throughout the world, they reset each city and they destroyed the technology to sell it back to you later on in life.
I mean, Old World Order was a great documentary. That kind of opened my eyes to this and the architecture and, the reset, the mud flood, the orphan trains. And I mean, take it all with a grain of salt, but it's very interesting, right? I mean, Haywood here says, all I know is the mothership that is Phone Booth Productions is the real one.
Yep.
So with this, you know what? Let's see, Corey's. I was under the impression that they also had small towns within the airships. Yeah, so I believe what they said was it was similar to a cruise ship, right? Where you had basically a bunch of levels, you had bars, you had food, everything. So it was a very safe and comfortable way to travel. And it was an elegant way to travel for the wealthy, if they even had some sort of monetary system back then, because you really don't know, right? Money in itself is a weapon that was created to control. But what do you know about that specifically, Aurelian?
As far as like what you had mentioned, the travel, it being used for travel.
Yeah, like how many people could they fit? Based on
well, I was looking some of that stuff up, but I was actually in the use for war. It was a lot. I mean, you can find images of the cabins of these things. Pretty wild. Because the technology wasn't scared away from us all that long ago.
And then just with this, right, with the whole reset and everything, what are your thoughts on this being little season?
Yeah, it's starting to feel more and more like it is. Like we're living in little season, I think. When you look at, well, I mean, everything around you, everything is inverted, right? Everything is inverted. What is sold to us is up, is really down. What is sold to us is good or beneficial for us humans is really detrimental to our health. It seems like everything is flipped upside down, and that's deception, right? Yeah, I think we're living in the little season, or at least close to something as it's been described.
Yep. And I agree with you. So does Templar. To me, it just seems really odd. Some of the major ones are the Statue of Liberty, um, signifying Lucifer and with the chains on it, the seven prongs. There's just so many oddities that are happening, and it's just I can't help but think that the entire realm is a dark container, right? And yeah, we are. It's almost like we're incentivized to. I mean, if the idea of success or whatever is sold to us, fame, fortune, shiny objects, money, it's all predicated mostly on greed, selling your soul, selling yourself, um, the seven deadly sins, right? And really making the most out of this life and not thinking beyond this. Um, and it's not a it's not a black pill thinking. At least I don't think it is, because I look at this stuff and I'm actually very optimistic, because I'm optimistic in that I think once we're aware, there's that saying, as I walk through the as I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil, right? And I think that we are doing that, right? And the more aware we are of that, and the less fearful we are, it is in the Bible. Do not fear, like in one form or another, 365 times at least. And I think that's the key. That love, authenticity. If it is little season, when do you think it started?
I don't know. I really don't know, because when are we?
Yeah.
When currently are we existing?
Well, assuming it's 2026 and we're coming on 250 years with the White House, UFC.
Oh man. Here, puppy. I got a dog that's harassing me right now. He wants on. Get out of here, bandit.
So I think it's somewhere around 1775.
I think the general idea from a lot of the people that I've talked to, or seen their content on, it's about 1,000 years that we've been fudged. We're off about $1,000. Could be 750. I don't know, but I don't think we're in 2026 right now.
Yeah, I don't think so too. With all the J's that they add to these, like
And
instead of the one and the I's, right? And then there's probably like 297 years missing. There was like a period that was completely made up, it seems like. But yeah, it does seem like there was a much more advanced civilization. Let's just say more civilized civilization. That wasn't predicated on money and scarcity.
Or the artificial scarcity is kind of the way that I see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that artificial scarcity is a weapon. It's something it's an idea that's been created to continue to give the people that profit off of resources being scarce a reason to exist.
Yeah. And are we celebrating National Winceless Day today? Nah, we'd never celebrate that. Wince has probably finally, agreed to give it to his wife, and he set a date, and he's, laid out the blanket and candles and
everything.
We're very proud of Vince. He's all grown up. 6,000 years in the world, in the word. White House UFC is going to be huge.
Huge.
Yeah, Wince is going for sure. He's not going to miss it.
Oh, is he? No shit.
No. I don't think they'd let him in the States, man.
It's going to be hot. It'll be interesting. It's going to be hot out there, dude. Like, those fights are conducted in climate control. Like, a controlled environment. Fights are conducted indoors. There's going to be sun shining. I'm sure they'll find a way to mitigate that, but it's going to be hot out.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Fighters are going to be gassed. It's going to be crazy.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's, they're hardcore, right? They stayed open during COVID. They were the ones that they did not care. They're like, nope, we're doing
they're still going to do it. But it'll be interesting to see how that goes down outdoors. Not to say that nobody's ever fought outside before, but a UFC card, we'll see. We will see.
We shall see, said the blind man. All right, I got one more. This is a fun one. I like Owen Benjamin. I don't know.
I'm glad you brought him up. Yeah, I love Owen, and
yeah. So his awakening. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he's got some pretty well articulated thoughts on a lot of the shit that we talk about. So shout out to Owen. If you guys don't know what Owen Benjamin is, he's a hell of a funny comedian that doesn't really do comedy like he used to. He's kind of off grid for the most part, living up in northern Idaho, and he's fucking hilarious.
Well, he got canceled, man.
Yeah, but he doesn't give a shit.
Oh, he doesn't.
He's living his best life. His cancellation was probably the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah. But you know, it's hard to know what of what he says is comedy, because he's really funny, a very high IQ, and just when he said about why he got canceled, because he ran the numbers and he realized, oh, it wasn't that many. So you're suffering. It's okay. It really wasn't that many. He was trying to explain it to people, and they didn't like that. No. And again, this is neither here nor there for me. I blame the cats for everything. I've talked about that before. I think the root of all evil. But it's just funny that comedians can say things like this in an extreme way. And, you know, in the olden days, it was always the jesters that could tell the king what was happening because it was based in truth. But they had to be very careful or off with their head. And that's kind of what happened with him. You know, he got blacklisted. But now people are speaking up for him again, which is great. And I know personally he helped me tremendously, because in, I think, 2024, September, October, when I was just questioning and awakening to this stuff, I saw his awakening video. And just the way he went through it just really made me laugh because of how angry he was. And I'm going to send that here afterwards too, if somebody hasn't seen it yet. But for now, let me show the latest one, which is a fun one that he did, is Pandas. Because he talked about this specifically with...
Dude, this is nuts. I don't think pandas are real as described.
I'm sorry?
Panda bears. Like, I know about a lot of lies. I think they're like Shih Tzu dogs. Like, I think they were never wild.
Really?
They ovulate 3 days a year. They can't survive. All they do is eat bamboo, and they cannot make them procreate. Guess what a group of pandas is called?
What?
An embarrassment of pandas. China owns all of them, which only happens if you have a patent, right? They were never in Chinese literature or art until the end of the 19th century.
What?
Yeah.
Pandas weren't?
My theory is they were like bred to eat bamboo, because bamboo is super hard to get rid of, and all they do is eat bamboo, and they're like retarded, and they roll down hills, and they can't have sex.
They weren't in Chinese art or literature?
Never. Not until the end of the 1800s.
Okay, so that proves it right there, because how could you not paint a panda?
Dude, and the Chinese document everything for thousands of years. So the fact that they don't have a panda even in their zodiac, that is very suspect to me. Now, when you're talking about, like, when he says why to eat bamboo, I don't know. That part doesn't really make sense to me. Like, there's so many.
That's just him being tongue in cheek, you know.
Okay, all right. See, this is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it goes over my head because I can't tell if he's serious or he's joking, right? But like, so why would they have created pandas other than money laundering, where they're charging zoos $1 million?
Yeah, just to have one. And even that seems odd, but I mean, there's something to it. Like, the value of a panda to have on display somewhere is pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
But it's something that won't fuck to save its own species. And you don't find that anywhere else in the natural world.
Have you, based on this comment, do you guys know anything about the project Asgardia? Do you know anything about Asgardia?
I had it pulled up and I just lost it. So it's no, I'd never heard of it. I just started looking into it because it was, the Saviors popped it up in the comments there. It seems pretty interesting to me, but then again, it kind of goes against my belief of the system that we live within, being enclosed. So I don't know how that would happen, but
This is the Space Kingdom, right?
yes, essentially the first. The Russians not attempt so much, but their project to create the first space kingdom.
Yeah. So we're not sure. The Savioress. Yeah, I'm not sure like which way you lean, if you're globe or heliocentric or geocentric. But we tend to think and pretty much know that space is fake and gay. So when it comes to something like this, like I could see this being done in the metaverse, maybe where somebody thinks that they're in space, or some sort of virtual reality. But I haven't looked into it, so I can't really speak on it. Going back to the pandas, yeah, so it's really odd that they had dragons, right, in the zodiac. They have the rat, they have sheep, goat, all these animals, but not a single panda. What do you think about when they're saying how sometimes there's people in suits, like it's an actual human pretending to
Oh,
be?
in a suit because all they can do is roll downhill. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past anybody at this point. I mean, you could touch on Bigfoot with that. Either Bigfoot is the hide and seek champion of the world, like of all time, period, because can't find him, can't find any remnants of his decomposing body. But apparently he's alive, and we've seen a couple of still images of him. Could definitely be a dude in a costume, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any evidence that he existed beyond that? I don't know, man. I think some of this stuff was just brought into the conversation to confuse people, because there's a lot of that too, misdirection for whatever reason, because there's an inconsistency here, pay attention to that. I don't know.
And they were talking about, like, some say that Bigfoot is interdimensional,
right?
And that seemed really stupid to me until I saw something that short circuited me, that fruit flies are interdimensional. Because where the fuck do they come from?
They do seem to appear out of fucking nowhere.
Right?
Don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they're not coming out of the fruit, dude.
No, they're coming out of drains and bars.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. But yeah, I don't. Shit's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. To have the life of a fruit fly, dude. What they live 2 days, right?
Yeah.
But that's a hell of a 2 days, man. Right? They don't complain. All right. We got, so funny. I call certain part of me meow. She's to blame for many evil things. Yes, yes.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers. We used to call this fasting pussy in season 1, and then we kept getting dropped on YouTube, and Vince felt really uncomfortable about it, so we changed it to fasting fake. But we might bring back fasting pussy for the next season. We can at least call it fasting pussy, because I am the pussy fasting everything that doesn't serve me. So that's why fasting fake. Templar was cool to see Owen on Tucker. Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see him like on mainstream things again. And again, as if I knew him before. I actually only knew him once he got canceled. But I like the way the guy thinks. He goes a little extreme sometimes, dropping the N-bomb and all sorts. It seems a little unnecessary, but at the same time, I get what he's doing, because it's freedom of speech, and he's really just like, he says those hard things that most people wouldn't say.
He does.
And that's what makes him him. And I mean, he got canceled anyway, so he's free to speak his mind. But he does get me to question a lot of things in terms of first principles. So I like what he does, and he is an inspiration to me in terms of doing stuff like this. I like the idea of being able to speak your mind. Having a hard week, dealing with stuff, and like, okay, instead of internalizing it and coming here and actually talking it out, and maybe it helps somebody else validate something that they're going through, and having the balls to just put it out there, whatever it is. Because I find that when you let this out, other parts of you that want to come out, it gives space for that to come out. But otherwise, that gets bottled up inside. And this is from a book called The War of Art that specifically spoke of this, and it makes a lot of sense to me.
one of the fun things about Owen too, just as an inspiration for other people to again not be afraid, right? Don't be afraid to say what's on your mind, to say what you think. And he wrote a book, so he was recently back on Alex Jones, and I think it was prior to him losing his platform, but he was a guest basically to push his book that's just come up that's called How to Slay a Wizard, which is actually pretty brilliant the way that he laid it out, because he thinks that a lot of his idea and the premise essentially is that a lot of what we deal with is spell casting and the way that things are framed, the way that characters are leaders, whatever you want to put it, or presented. It's all wizardry. So the book the book is pretty awesome. But to see like he would screw with Alex a lot. You just get Mr. Groberish and everything's a Groberish. Grober. Why don't you just call it what it is, not Groberish? And Alex got all mad, didn't want to fuck with him for a while, and I don't know, whatever, they kissed and made up, and it was cool to see him back on his show, I guess is the point. Like dude, he's a funny, genuine ass dude. I follow a lot of what he's doing up there in Iowa for his community and his family, and so like that's his primary focus, but a lot of this other stuff is now just his spare time. It's not his career. He's a funny ass dude. He's a genuine human. If you're not familiar with Owen Benjamin, definitely go check out his work, and I am going to try to read that book here, even if I have to audiobook it and listen to it at work. How to Slay a Wizard.
Yeah, and I tried to buy it on audiobook. It's not available on Audible yet in Canada, but it is in the US. So
Okay.
because I'm the same. Like when I say I read, I audible it, like because then I can read it faster. I can listen to it, and I can stack my time while I'm doing other things.
Right.
So
what does he say here?
Yeah.
I used to deliver for a Chinese restaurant. The owner, straight from China, even called pandas big dogs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, man. Oh, dude, speaking of Chinese restaurant, so I went to a Chinese restaurant tonight. This is why I'm slow, especially so, because I did this 48-hour fast. I'm 24 hours in at 4 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I'm going strong. Had a play date with my little guy, with his best friend, my best friend's son. And then, they were going to order food, but then he's like, hey, let's go to this all-you-can-eat sushi. Are you going to eat if we go? And I'm like, fuck. Like, how am I going to pass up on that?
Body's trying to digest it all.
So 28 hours, I'm like, of course, I'm eating like a panda, like one of these fucking fat pandas. And I could barely move by the time we're done because, of course, they over order. And you know how you can justify it to yourself? Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to fast another 24 hours, like it's as in like, it's fine. But I didn't think afterwards I actually have to come and stand and run this shit, because it's different when Vince is running it, but I actually have to figure it out and I have to think.
Yep.
So it's better now. That's why I specifically told you, hey man, like I'll meet you at 10:25.
Trying to work this Chinese food out.
Dude. And it is Chinese owned. It's Japanese food, but it's Chinese owned, and the Chinese are so efficient, man. You gotta love it. They are so efficient, man. 10% off if you pay cash. I've even noticed, I don't know if they do this in the States, but here when you order, so certain ones, especially if they don't know you could order, let's say 20 pieces of sushi, they'll bring out 12. Then you order 30, they'll bring out 18.
Right, they don't want to waste it.
And it used to, that's what I thought. But then I realized I think they're cooking the books. Because
could be.
Right?
I mean, could be, definitely.
Right? That they're losing inventory and this and that. Like they do it and they're like, you can order all you want, but we're just going to give you less and less. Maybe somebody who's worked in a restaurant, we got Templar in there, maybe he can speak to it. But I think they're that efficient, man, where they're like, you know what? Our inventory, we just want to look like we went through a lot more. Right?
Could be. I mean, at the same time, protecting the business model. If your advertising is all you can eat and you want to try to keep that running, you do have to be careful about your waste in order to stay open, man. It's hard to keep your doors open otherwise.
I mean, it may be that simple too. So maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But
no to-go boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not taking any of this shit with you.
They got to protect it against big backs like me.
Right.
Oh, it's Hell. What's up, Hell? I didn't know it was you. You're back. I like the new name. I still got that stone for you. I am Bigfoot.
Breaking news. You heard it here.
I thought he was going to say, boom, roasted. The micro realm. Hey, pasting fussy. Yes. I mean, this is the thing. There's so many names we can go with. The beauty is, I got Orwellian here. He's gonna be like, yeah, man, like let's fucking go for it. So if anything, I have to be the one to hold him back, you know. But I mean, look, the numbers are fine. I don't even know about YouTube. As much as possible, like next week, I'm supposed to create a YouTube account for this specifically. I probably will. What bothers me about that is I don't want to have, and you know what, it's a dumb problem to think about, but you know, I don't want to have success somewhere where it can be taken away because of some words that we use or they don't like the cut of our jib.
Right.
So, but at the same time, I want to make it accessible to people if that's all they have. But how hard is it to create a Twitter account too, right? At the same time, because if you really are a truther, can you think of a better place to go than Twitter?
I mean, that used to be. It's getting worse, man. But yeah, that used to be.
Yeah.
Go there. I mean, I haven't been able to say I don't think anything on my mind on Facebook. The only reason that even exists or has ever existed in the past decade for me is just for like keeping in touch with distant family. Because I've been put in quote unquote Facebook jail for things that I couldn't even imagine being booted out of any other account. Yeah, they don't tolerate anything there. And their AI that they've been using to curate content is so, like, it's dialed up so sensitive that there's memes that, I mean, just images that I couldn't even share because of the subject matter of the images. I think one of them was a few years back about just the way politicians will exploit tragedies like a mass shooting or something. And it's basically, you know, just a politician rigging a swing out of a person and then swinging on them. It's just an illustration. It's 4 images to show like this is what politicians see tragedy as. It's just something to swing on. And they wouldn't even let it couldn't even be posted. Like I got an alert, hey, you were slapping your pee-pee for 7 days. Don't do this again. Nobody even saw it, and I got in trouble. So I just gave up.
All right, I'm going to go through some more of the comments here. Read it, then listen to it, then read it again. 'Tis Gouda for the brain.
It is.
I love China buffets. Give me MSG. These guys are so fucking creative, eh?
That MSG is so good.
Yeah, you got this, dude.
You. So good.
I'm so dying, like, but you know, the show must go on. I live in a rural area. If I want a good food place, I got to drive 40 or 45 minutes out. Dude, I live in like Toronto. Anywhere I go, I got to drive 45 minutes. Honestly, like there isn't like, I guess there's close stuff near, but like I'm always driving 45 minutes. Like 45 minutes is the short when there's no traffic. So yeah. The fast of Laz. So I will do another 24 hours. I'll make it up. But this is what it is, man. Sometimes you fail and you give yourself grace, because I could have just sat there and not eaten, you know. But instead I had a great time, you know, with my extended family, these friends, and you know, it was a lot of fun. The kids had a blast. So it is what it is. I'm still waiting for you guys to come fast with me. Pandora did. She did twice now. It's awesome because she pushes me. But yeah, I'm going to do it on the 28th day. So on the full moon, this is the 15th day. So we started the blue moon today. Interestingly enough, so you talk about the flower moon, right? And then they say the flower moon is the full moon, but then afterwards so there's the waxing and the waning. I think the waning is when it goes away, but that's when you start losing pieces of the moon. You can literally see through the fucking thing. When it's waxing, I got to double check. When it's getting bigger from the new moon, what it's about to do, you can see the full moon, right? And you can see the light go on the moon and then it becomes full. But when it's waning, it goes away. So essentially, I would assume this is the blue moon, essentially day 1 for the blue moon. I still call it day 15. I have no idea how to track it, but I'm getting closer to aligning with it because I think it's important. They had us believe there's 12 months. There's actually 13 months times 28 days, and it's the perfect calendar. So I think there must be something to it, at least if we're aware of it, we're observing it. It's bound to lead to some goodwill. What do you think, Orwellian?
I think so. The waxing, I should look it up too because I was getting confused. Yeah,
wax
the
on, wax
waxing
off, man.
is the growing, it becoming full, and the
Yeah.
waning is losing.
So it's on the waning that we lose it. And even on the images, or if you look at emojis are the biggest lie because they still show the full moon there. Emojis also show the pregnant man.
Yeah, I saw that. Why don't we? There's so many emojis we should have that don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any for war. We don't have tanks. We don't have soldiers, right? Yet we have a pregnant man. Make it make sense, man. Do we have pandas? We have pandas?
I think there's a gay panda
emoji. Definitely.
You want me to find out? Let me see.
There's definitely a gay panda.
Let me find out.
YouTube is tough. Yeah, I don't want to stream anywhere. I am not.
Yep, there's a panda.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I popped some clips on YouTube recently. No views. LOL. Yeah. Well, I do have an old account. Funny enough, that like barely got views. Yeah, I don't really care for YouTube. Any other guest? This is solid with YouTube. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother.
We were supposed to have Gareth. Couldn't make it. Last minute he had to cancel because he has an early flight out with the boys. And then Jaden, he got back to me right before we started, so he couldn't make it. We were supposed to have my buddy Mike, but he had to push to next week as well. He wants to come and talk about chronic inflammatory response syndrome. I had him on episode 9, SIRS. It's a very interesting genetic issue. Jordan Peterson, his daughter, kind of brought a lot of light to it. I'm affected by it personally, so it's a mold will affect you and you can't detox. Most people can detox from mold and some can't, and then it can wreak havoc in your body and cause all sorts of autoimmune issues. But you can detox. So Mike's going to be here next week. He's one of my best friends from university and just a super smart dude, and he's made it his life mission to help people. And hopefully, it'll bring a little more attention to this thing that they don't want people to know about, because it actually explains a lot of things like suicidal ideation, depression, schizophrenia, fibromyalgia. There's 13 different clusters that it falls into, and there's a very simple eye test for it. And if you fail that eye test, soldiers, think about soldiers, or think about anybody working with, even in construction, right? Most new buildings, they don't take the proper precautions. So this stuff really affects people. So imagine, Orwellian, like you get home, right? And all of a sudden you're really angry and you're losing your shit, right? And then you're scaring your lady. And then the cops get called on you and you lose everything. And for nothing more than you have a fucking mold. You're not able to get rid of it, and it's from work, and you're struggling, and then they put you on medication, and the medication makes things even worse because it just suppresses whatever it is, and you never get to the root cause. So that's just one example, right? But so it's one of those things where, if we can raise awareness for it, they give these fucking PCR tests, bullshit tests for COVID. If they were to give these tests out to people where they just do these eye tests for free, they could get to the root cause. So that'll be a fun one next week.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I highly recommend it. And then that way, if like the episode 2, I usually send to anybody that has some sort of autoimmune thing, like, hey, look into it. Templar, I mentioned it to, and I sent it to Templar because he had his stuff. He tweeted a picture of his body when he had that. Out. Right. And look, if it's never happened, I said, hey, just take a look, because that's actually one of the symptoms. Favorite Chinese food, crab rangoon. Favorite Japanese food, hot Japanese.
Let's go.
Wow, you got me to read that out. I'm pretty much like the dude that reads the teleprompter for the anchorman.
Yeah. Right. Oh shit, I shouldn't have read that. Somebody typed the trap in there. Somebody typed the trap in there.
You know what?
I love it.
I'm jealous because I've never tried that particular type of Japanese food. So very interesting. Is it?
Yeah.
It's very feminine. Hashtag reflection. Galactic. And on my own fasting schedule, it truly helps the mind and body. And this is the thing too, because funny enough, since I started doing the workouts and I started fasting, I put on weight. Right? Do not step on the scale because put on muscle on my legs because I'm finally building my legs back up, and I could get discouraged and whatever. But I'm actually looking at fasting a lot more of a spiritual thing, a cleanse specifically to get rid of the demons, right? The what do you call them? Not bacteria. Parasites.
Parasites, buddy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this a bit more, and one of the things that kind of keeps me away from it, and I don't eat all that much, so I almost kind of fast anyways, but I need something to maintain my energy levels, being as 8 to 10 hours a day. What I do for work is physical. It's primarily physical, like nonstop. I take 15 minutes at 9:30. I take a half hour for lunch, and that's it. And all the in-between time is just constantly moving something. I'm never not doing something, right? And I can't afford, especially as it gets warmer, to end up in an energy crash type of situation where I don't find myself able to perform the duties of my job.
Yeah. So the 15 minutes, what do you eat during that at 9:30?
I usually don't eat at 9:30 at all. It's just kind of drink some water and smoke a cigarette. Look around my phone for a few minutes. Nope. They call it coffee break, ironically. I don't have coffee. I prefer green tea. I'm going to do something brewed.
So that's good because there's no calories in that. So that's basically what I'm getting at is, are you having an insulin spike? Because if you're not having an insulin spike, as in 0 calories, then you're good. You're in a fasted state. Some say coffee isn't clean. It's 5 calories. Doesn't matter. Bullshit. You can do this dirty. You can even do it with Coke Zeros to begin with, right? But if your first meal is at lunchtime, right, and you want to keep, let's say, a 16-hour fast, then basically you could eat as much as you want from 12 to 8. And you just close that window at 8, and you don't have an insulin spike from 8 o'clock at night until 12 next day. And then you're keeping a 16-hour window, which is great because after 12 autophagy starts to kick in, and those are the golden hours, right? You'd actually be like burning a lot of let's just say the weaker cells while you're working.
Yeah, something to keep in mind then.
Yeah, it's a lot easier once you get used to it. But if I can do it, anybody can do it because I suck at this stuff, dude. When it comes to like the 7 deadly sins, I think gluttony is one of my top ones. It's my biggest addiction, food. Right? I'd say gluttony and lust. Those are the two. And I think lust is probably the one that's pushed the most in social media and all these sites as well, right? So this is something.
It's in advertising everywhere you look,
dude. It's everywhere. I did an episode with Jaden specifically on it, right? Because he's 21 years old, and that's what he was saying. Like all the young men are getting attacked by it. No matter what, it comes up in your stream and your feed one way or another. And it makes a lot of sense, man, in terms of just like taking people's energy. So,
yeah, thirst trapping and all that. Something I noticed is a lot less of an issue in my X algorithm recently, for example, is like if I ever got into a video, like I'd watch a video from you and the next one that pops up in my infinite scrolling mindfuck would almost always be something not related to our content or what I'm viewing at all. It would shift me into some freaking OnlyFans type of bullshit and keep me trying to engage with that back out of the app. Now I think I fixed my algo or something. Doesn't happen, but it'll get you with that. Ha, gotcha. You looked for 1.27 seconds, and now this is something you're interested in.
Yep. And this is something that I talked to so my friend that's coming on mic, like we have weekly calls, and they're almost like wellness calls. We've been doing it for over a year now, and part of it because of SIRS. This is before we even figured out what it was, and he happened on it. And so we talk about semen retention specifically, right? And he's noticed, I haven't gotten to this level yet, that he sleeps way better when he is able to retain and abstain.
Yeah,
But
no, I know there's something to that for sure.
but once he makes a mistake, his sleep gets all fucked up because his body's perfectly tuned right now, but he's highly sensitive, right? So it's just interesting that even something like that can mess up your like throw you completely off kilter, but you're not used to it when you're doing it on a regular.
Right.
It's the same
Yeah,
as eating junk food.
I think there's something to that for sure.
So that's what I do love about this name. Like, I am biased, but it really pertains to everything. You can fast most everything.
Yeah.
Right? And simplify. Which reminds me, I want to show you something else in terms of minimalism. But I do have one more video from Owen Benjamin I want to show. We got spies, wizards, elves. Oh, Jesus.
They got emojis for all kinds of shit, but nothing of substance, I guess.
Yeah. They don't want us to like be able to signify anything the way like the ancients, like Egyptians did with the hieroglyphs, right? Like those are just emojis, but those ones had meaning, you know?
Well, and you can communicate a lot in short order with emojis, and people get frustrated with me in the way that I even post on X, because unless I'm like real fired up about something and I get to fucking bumping my thumbs, and I got fat thumbs, so I got a lot of typos, it's typically just an emoji. If something is super entertaining to me, it's going to be like a laughing emoji.
Hell yeah.
A down finger, like, look at this shit made me crack up type of thing. And it communicates, in my opinion, exactly what I need to in short order, and I keep moving about with my time.
Dude, absolutely. I feel like a Japanese schoolgirl with my emoji sometimes. Like, I add these fucking cute things, but I don't know. To me, they're cute, but they also bring attention, and they add some sort of structure to it. They help my tism. I don't know. Good day, guys. What's up, Peace Chen? And
inclusive. We got inclusive emojis.
Oh,
there's a lot of those.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Look at this. You went through all of it. Okay, I'm done. That vampire, that's me. I was born in Transylvania. Fun fact. Candace Owen talked about mold poisoning she had. Terrible. Yeah, so it's probably the same. Yeah, and it can fuck you up. Funny enough, Russ Hoffman, when I interviewed him, he was saying that black mold is there's the opposite of that, which is manna. So it's like this Ezekiel bread that falls from the sky. And there's certain places that you can find it, and that the elites themselves, they want to keep this for themselves. It's an interesting conversation. It's season 3, episode 1, I think. I'll pop it under here, the live, but he gets all these downloads, and it's very, very interesting. Take it with a grain of salt, but what he says is the elites that know about this, they would rather have you believing that they're eating babies than to share the manna, because they know that it gives them everything they need, and including, I don't know if he said eternal life, but it has a bunch of really good properties. And back in the day when we talked about Tartaria, or old world, when you had these fireplaces or you had these castles and you didn't have any bathrooms, there was a reason, because they didn't need to go to the bathroom. Anybody who's had a baby knows when they're drinking breast milk, they hardly poop, right? Because the body uses everything of it. So this manna, this Ezekiel bread, allegedly has everything that you need.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I still think they're eating babies.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not.
Eating babies. They call it blood libel. Like the images of Simon of Trent, for example, and things like that. Why do those images exist? Well, because back then that's how they depicted things. artistic format. They documented things. So
Yeah. And
there's documentation, but you know what?
They used to, like, back in Romania too, right? Like we would spend the summers in my my dad's parents, so my grandparents' village, and it was a small village, and they would scare us. They would say things like, "Watch out for the gypsies because they'll steal you and they'll take you away, and we'll never see you again." And we would see the gypsies. They would live on the outskirts. They would usually have like their horse and wagon, whatever, but they were never a threat. There was never anything. But in the town, they told us watch out for the gypsies because that's how they taught the children to be afraid, right? So I agree with you. Those pictures exist for a reason. Devil's advocate, it may be also something like that, where it's like making them seem like monstrosities. And I'm not saying I'm just giving kind of a deeper thought to it, because
Yeah.
like I don't know. That's the truth, right?
Well, and they completely could have been onto something that was good and beneficial, and it's easier to add a stigma to keep people away from that than to, I don't know, explain why they live differently than you. It's like the Amish here.
Yeah. So we got Geraldo in the house. What's up? And Geraldo, I got your samples, dude. Thank you so much for sending them. I haven't tried it specifically. I wanted to do it on a live stream. It is an energy drink. Let me but I'm gonna do it live, dude. Thank you so much for sending it. He sent it in a package, even put stamps on it. Like, it's not often I get like stuff like this. And then we could talk about, how this works, dude. Is it affiliate marketing or you're looking for sponsorship, how it works? But I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort, brother. And Poppy, yeah.
Poppy.
It's Poppy Garcia. Food is okay, but nothing I crave. Really? I'm starting to think you're a vampire. with comments like that. Japanese girls and not much for food. Yeah, I'll check my DMs, Haywood. Haywood's gonna rag on my team or something. What do you got? What do you got for me, Haywood? Yeah, man, come on up. All right, let me send it to Haywood too. See, that's what I like, man. All right, here, I'll send you. See, Haywood is not like Snoop. Snoop is like, what? He sent me a link? Like, he gets offended. Dude, he's like, I can jump into any stream. You don't need to send me a link. Yeah, Haywood, I popped it in there for you. And I'll try to figure out how to bring you up. I think I got it. I can't make it nice and it is what it is. This is what we do. Fail fast. Look at these fucking emojis. The old lady, what is that? A pancake? And the emojis suck when it comes to desktop, dude, compared to mobile.
Yeah, I've noticed. I don't even try to use them on desktop.
I would like to not poop. Curious. You know what? The best way to do that, Galactic, if you want to get to that, other than breast milk itself, which you can buy, bodybuilders use it specifically, and there's a lot of women that sell it because they have excess, the liquid gold. But the other way is go carnivore. Dude, you go carnivore, you're gonna have some shits for the first 2 weeks, diarrhea, but after that, you're hardly gonna poop. You're gonna feel like you're a rabbit. And it's gonna feel really weird because you're gonna think there's something wrong, but there isn't. As long as you're not having dairy and all this other stuff, just pure meat, salt and water. It's very interesting what your body does to all that meat. And they say that steak stays in your.
Yeah, it's the John Wayne thing where they found 40 pounds of undigested meat.
Dude, I don't believe this shit. I think they say that specifically to scare people, just like they say carnivore. If you eat a lot of bacon, you're going to have a heart attack. And I remember I was just talking about this maybe last week to a friend of mine. When I first started eating Atkins, and this is way back, right? 20 years ago, I tested it out. I started to feel like my heart was kind of hurting because in my mind, I was so indoctrinated that eating this shit is probably bad for me, and I'm trying something and it's dangerous, right? So you have these weird feelings and you're like, oh, is this something? Is this, and it's your body playing tricks on you. But then once you acclimate and you get used to it, you're like, holy shit, this actually works, and I can actually fuel my body off this source and keep all these other things away.
Interesting. All that. I haven't played around with much of it, to be honest with you.
Well,
the
you
last
probably
maybe 2
haven't had
years,
to, dude. Right?
No, I mean, no, not really, but I'm sure that I've been missing some benefit to it, or I've been causing problems that aren't realized for myself up to this point by maybe not engaging in a cleansing fast or a detox, so to speak. There's a lot of things that I know I need to cut out of my diet. So,
Well, this is the thing, right? So for me, admitting that this is my biggest addiction, right? Food is, and part of it too is because I'm an immigrant. Back in Romania, we didn't have snacks. We didn't have access to anything. We were lucky if we got like a piece of chocolate. And my dad busted his butt. He played ball in Romania. He was also a physiotherapist. But whenever he had tournaments from Hungary or neighboring, he would bring back chocolate for us, like good stuff. And we would have like small pieces. So we loved it. So when we came to Canada, my parents overcompensated for us. So all of a sudden they bought us like, Costco, like a bunch of chocolates or soda and this and that, like you normally would. You're in the land of milk and honey and you want your kids, they're happy and whatever. But then what happens is that teaches you some bad habits because you don't, and it wasn't until I got a trainer that he put it in a way where he's like, your relationship with food. And I never even thought of it as a relationship, but it really is a relationship with
it
food.
is. It
Because
definitely
if you
is.
feel like shit, you eat. If you feel good, you eat. It's like your go-to for comfort, right? And also there's an element of self-harm there as well, right? When you don't value yourself or you just want to hurt yourself, you hear like women, may do cutting. Guys will go and work out like really hard, like you doing burpees for a fucking hour straight, right? Where you just don't want to think. And that in itself is a form of self-harm, but that is a good form of self-harm, but food is also another one. Where you're just like, I'm just going to have that pizza. Or today it's like I just had a bunch of sushi and you feel like shit after. But it's almost like you're like, yep, I'm deserving of that. And fasting helps stop that, right? Because there's only so much. You have a window where you can, you can eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories in that window, but your body gets a rest the rest of the time.
Okay.
It's really interesting. It's a lazy man's diet in that sense. And it's not even a diet, it's a lifestyle. And you can fuck up and then the next day you're back on it. That's the beauty.
I feel this. Cram the very bottom comment there. Being poor helps. Yeah, buddy, it does. not in the same way, but you ain't wrong, dude. It helps.
Nice. Get out of here. Romania slayed, Bulgaria won. That's funny. I didn't even know they had this Eurovision for real. I saw the movie. And yeah, Cram, I mean, being poor is the best character builder right there, buddy. All right. How do you treat people when when they can't do anything for you? All right. Being poor, I mean, it definitely gives you gratitude for a lot of things, hand me downs. And it makes you realize you can get by with nothing. You really don't need much to get by.
Be surprised. You would be surprised. Most people, actually, I shouldn't say you would be, are quite surprised when they find out what they can do with less than they've had to do with before. And I'm not saying at all that I advocate for that or it's a good thing. Like, yeah, being poor helps me to eat less, but it's not necessarily a good thing, right? But yeah, the human condition, man. We are capable of things we otherwise didn't think we were capable of when we're forced to go without.
Yeah. And it's look, I've had this feeling, right? Like when you're in the store and you're putting stuff back and then you're having to make a decision, you know? And then I've had it in other instances where I didn't have to look at the price. And it's funny, like when you don't think about it until you're in a position where you're more cognizant with the prices and the way things are, and you're like, okay, is this a need or a want? And that's when it really makes you appreciate it. I was having this conversation with my friend today. I'm over at his house, and his wife keeps bringing out like loads of drinks and, food and this and that. And obviously his house is nicely stacked. And he's complaining about something that happened with his driveway. He did the floor. He asked the neighbor, the floor, the front, right? So they did new interlocking stone something because there was a pipe burst. Luckily, it was going to cost him $10,000. When the city officials came, they said, hey, that's on your side of the property. It's not on the city side. So technically you got to pay for it. Right. But then he got a manager to come out. The guy was very reasonable. He said, you know what? I'll just make it happen for you. So he saved himself $10K, right? Great news. But then all of a sudden, then when he had it done, he did the whole thing for $4K, something that would cost $10K even more. To the point people are stopping and asking him, hey, who did this for you? Because essentially he could fit another car there. Great news. He offered to do it to the neighbor, like, hey, do you want to share in the stones? They could do it for you too. They said, no, thanks. All really nice. Cool. But then that same neighbor put in a complaint to the city for him. So now the city comes and basically the city's going to pick it all up at his expense, or he's got to go to court and ask for a permit and pay the fine. So he's stressing about this. And I'm like, dude, what are we talking about here? You're stressing about something. All right, you're going to have to pay a $4K fine, but you're still up $2K. Like in the grand scheme of things, you don't have to pay $10K. The thing, like basically it's all your perception of it, right? And what I was trying to convey to him is because, I also know kind of what else has been happening in his life, that in the grand scheme of things, this is just, if anything, it teaches you the lesson about how government works. This is the mafia. Like, really fucking pay me.
You didn't ask our permission. We caught you not asking our permission. So here's what's going to happen now. And then, you're left making a choice there.
And you're going to be happy doing it because we're saying you might not get it. You may pay this money and you might not get it. And I'm like, dude, that's for people that want to put like statues of lions and shit. Of course they have to have that, but they just want to make you feel good in terms of creating this. But the whole point is he's living a great life, beautiful family, abundance, and then he's worried about this dumb shit. And I'm like, dude, like, honestly, like, come on. This is just, if anything, it's a lesson that you need to learn, and then you're going to be more aware next time. Don't fucking do it this way. Right. Just pay
and
it,
the perspective involved too with being like things could completely and totally be worse for you. All of these other boxes checked are great. So be thankful. You are blessed. Yeah. This sucks, but you are blessed.
Yeah. Thank God this is just a blip, right? Right. So it's just, so that's the perspective. And I think that's important for guys to give to each other sometimes. And I talked about this with Gareth specifically. I don't think this is something that, like, if a dude is freaking out in front of his woman and complaining and worried, like, they don't like that. And they may not say it. They may not even be able to articulate it. But, they have their own emotions that they have to deal with the hormones and everything. If we had that, we'd be smashing shit, right? Sure. And you see, with any guy that's taking, like, testosterone or something like that, like, if it's the wrong dose, all of a sudden they're, like, breaking shit, like their cell phone and stuff like that. So the last thing they want to do is see you lose your cool and worry about shit and whatever, So that's just something that I've noticed. And Gareth and I talked about this before, it's like, so sometimes, like, if I want to get advice on some really dark shit, I'm going to come to you, right? I'm not going to talk to my girl about that, right?
Why would you? Right? She doesn't, I mean, and don't, ladies, don't take offense to that, but I mean, from a maintaining a relationship perspective there, like, the last thing that I need to do is be putting this dark shit that's going through my head on somebody that I'm trying to maintain a relationship with. Right? All fairness, like, maybe she'd be she'd be happy that I shared those things with her up front initially, but there's going to be potentially a downside to having even gone there when I can bring that to somebody that doesn't affect her at all.
Well, the downside, dude, is have you noticed this? And this, we're gonna go off on tangents specifically for guys. Have you noticed if you're having fun with the boys, outside of her, like that's somehow a problem?
Yeah, it's offensive to them without saying that it's offensive.
I just don't understand that thinking. It's so foreign to me because if she's having a great time with her girlfriends, I'm like, thank God. That's awesome. Because it gives me a break. You're getting something from them that I can't possibly provide. Right? The validation, the fucking the stories, man. Like that's just fucking long ass stories.
Whatever it is that you're getting from that, I'm happy that you are getting it. I'm not. It's not a source of jealousy for me. It's not, as a man, not affecting me psychologically, as to say like I feel less validation in my role to you as a man in this relationship because you are out having fun with your girlfriends, which is something that I can't really understand and B wouldn't be able to relate to at all. Like this is good for both of us.
Yeah.
But what on the flip side of the coin, when we go and do it for some odd reason, it's a point of contention.
Yep.
It sucks. But it's real.
It is real.
Real.
It is what it is. And last time you said it best. By the way, Haywood, I did send you the DM, so I'm not sure if you're seeing it. You said it best, man, how you set your calendar leading up to that time of the month because you knew, oh, here he is. Look at that, eh?
Hell yeah, right on time.
There he is. It's like he heard his name.
What
there
up?
you are.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's
What
up,
up,
bro?
fellas?
Yeah, we got you.
What's up?
Got to figure out how to get you in the frame here.
Yeah, we'll put
being
you right up
overshadowed
top
by
here.
a panda.
You
There
do-
it is.
You're doing great, lads.
Thanks, man. We just fucking make this shit up. I mean, this is still Vince's. I'm gonna have to create a brand new one, but what's great about Vince is he'll fucking give the shirt right off his back. So he'll show us exactly how to do it. And yeah, great dude. They're all great dudes.
Yeah.
Except for that Snoop guy. That guy's fucking suspect.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Something about so sussy.
here's the thing.
Fucking with you, Snoop. Shout out to Snoop, man. He's
Gotta
fucking
love
good.
Snoop, man. By the way, Snoop can lie. I used to say Snoop cannot lie. I thought he was an honest man.
Oh,
He lies all
this
the
is
time.
breaking news.
Oh, dude, he lies.
Oh boy.
What did he do?
Oh, he just did pull some shit with me after the podcast. Oh, it didn't record. We're gonna have to do it again. I'm like, you're fucking with me. Come on, dude. He's like, no, serious. Like,
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm telling Ted, because I was telling Ted, I don't think he lies, and Ted was telling everybody, I don't think he lies. Well, Snoop does lie, guys. Spread the misinformation. All right,
Thanks for having me on, Laz or Raylin. Nice to meet you. I think this is the first time we've been on the stream together.
Yeah, it is for sure. But
much
no, it's
love,
awesome
brother.
to have you, man.
And
Absolutely.
I enjoyed your guys' was it Translucent that you're on or
Yeah.
And then Aurelien, when you're on with Ted, your last correct? You're on with Ted as well, or
Yep. Did an episode of the phone booth with those guys a while back. Me, Ted, and Vince. It's pretty cool. Always a good time, man.
Dig it.
And Orwellian's gonna be a regular now on FastingFake.
Let's
we
go.
were like, we need a real man here, Vince, with all his silk. So, no, Vince. The truth is, Vince is being pulled in all directions, and it's not fair to him. He doesn't even know what day it is most of the time. He doesn't know what conversation. And
he's like a real life Stretch Armstrong. Some of the men in here of our age, you guys remember who Stretch Armstrong is?
Yeah.
He's getting pulled out of frame in all different directions, and he's still over here, still trying to help with arms and legs he doesn't have. So shout out to Vince, man.
Yeah,
that's funny. National Winceless Day. Maya has filed her divorce papers tonight.
I think so.
Let's go.
I think
maybe for the best. Maybe for the best. We'll see.
So Israel almost won that Euro trash thing. Sorry to put it down. This is Eurovision. They almost paid for it. Interesting. Always the hats. Now that's how the
Yeah.
conversation starts. Vampires are my peeps. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could be one. I got the fangs.
Hurry
I
up,
had a
Haywood.
feeling.
There he is. There's Haywood. I don't believe that either. Being poor helps. The
Totally right
city.
about the conversation starters. Like, I was at Walmart. I was wearing like the Think Why It's Still Legal shirt. I had like
Uh-huh.
8 or 9 people. Nice
Oh, yeah.
shirt. Nice shirt, dude. Like,
Yeah. Nice.
conversation starter. Go get your shirts at phoneboothpodcast.substack.com, y'all.
Absolutely. And somebody bought the Fagman shirt. So, yeah.
Really?
Yep. Ted said.
I completely
officially.
forgot about that shit. It was going to be me. And yeah.
Dude, there's
So,
still time. Father's Day is coming up. So, and by the way, man, like, rest in peace to your grandpa. Rest
yeah, I
in power.
appreciate that, man. Yep.
Yeah. I know that's
Condolences with you, brother.
It's a part of life, man. It happens to us all. But, you know, one of the things that I've talked about, maybe not so much on stream, but just in my life, is that I think it's ironic that we as people left behind, tend to suffer when we should be celebrating that they're free.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really have, they've transcended all of the beauties and all of the frustrations and all of the different facets that make up life for us here on Earth. Yet we tend to be unable to let go. And I think that my grandfather would be just happy that we all gather together in his memory and that we're celebrating his life, and none of us are going to be held hostage by the idea that he is no longer with us. We will continue to honor him and continue to move forward with what we need to do in the time that we have left, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
100% does. Is this recent and you were very close to him?
Yes, yeah, and he was my grandpa was he was a legend, man. But you know,
My heart goes out to you and your family. It sounds like you got good support though from how you're talking
Yeah.
and the confidence in where you're talking. That's nothing hard to easy to deal with. So
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I have no family left. Like all my blood family died the last few years. I had
Damn,
so many deaths. So I understand. Good support. Initially, you got to grieve, but lean into the positivity is 100% the best way to go.
Yes,
Celebrate.
absolutely. And you know, condolences for your losses as well, man.
Yeah.
You know, us as men, we can do a lot to help lift each other up, man. We were born to be in fellowship with one another and in times of strife. I believe that's something that, you know, we were designed to keep separate from the people that depend on us. We're here to help each other through those things so we can continue to be functional for the people that rely on us.
Absolutely.
I was just talking about it with my boss at work, and he's not a truther. He's like, what men are missing is brotherly love.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, shout
Yeah,
out
we
to the
talk-
people in the chat and Corey. Same boat. Feel you there. Sorry to interrupt you, Les.
No worries. Anytime. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what this is all about. That's what Fasting Fake is all about. If anybody's watching this anonymously, brand new, we're fasting anything that doesn't serve us is a place for men to help men not give up. Right? Not today. We know you're going through it. You may be questioning stuff, so we're here to talk real issues, real shit about making men better for women so they can raise better children. We can fix all of this in one fucking generation. The worst thing, the most
That's probably
dangerous.
one of the worst things about right now. Sorry again, Laz,
Yeah.
but mom.
No, all good. Dude, all good.
Upbringing is you don't ever see kids with their mom and dad. Like
Yeah.
that's what's missing. That's important. That's
Yeah.
what people turn into later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the
But
fact that
part of
what
it
your
too
show's based off.
is the system is rigged where a woman is, well, first of all, she's on birth control, so she may be settling for a dude that she's just not that into. It's not even her fault. And when she's off, she realizes 7 years, usually 7 years in or 20 years in. But 7 years is that itch that I love him, but I'm not that in love with him. And then the court system incentivizes her to, essentially, she gets more out of child support alimony than she would to stay with a guy that's making a good income. So it incentivizes, breaking apart the nuclear family, and all of a sudden you don't have that masculine in the house. And that's much different. Studies have shown that a male raising children is just as effective as a father and mother. Not to say that it's better, but guys just tend to take less shit. Whereas mothers, they it's not that they're a lot more nurturing and loving, and they care to be loved, and they want to, be that positive person in the kid's life. Whereas fathers, they don't really care about being loved. I care about being respected. You're going to respect me, right? And that makes all the difference. And it's a sad state of affairs when we're, everything's inverse, and it seems like it's just pushing that, children being indoctrinated by the school system, by either both parents working or being separated. And that makes all the difference. But that doesn't mean that you can't make a difference through things like this, because the youth are watching podcasts. Unfortunately, they're watching the wrong shit. They're watching a lot of red pill bullshit, like Cavicular, fucking Andrew Tate, a lot of 90-10 men that say 90% of the right things, but then just lead them astray, like treat women like shit, like less than, like objects. And I mean, I understand why that would get popular, but that's part of the reason why I wanted to start something like this, because I don't agree with that. I just don't. And I'm tired of, I see, and I'm not going to call out names, but you guys probably see it too. There's plenty of people complaining on social media, like, this and it's that and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, all right, but I'd rather do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it's something small, because it helps me in the process. It helps me figure out more of this stuff, and it gives me a sense of purpose in that sense and holds me accountable. But the community is very important.
Yeah, I think the community is important. And then when you look at what the community actually is in this day and age, a lot of these young men, and I'm trying to raise young men of my own, are getting their community, from digital formats, right? They're consuming media and engaging in comment sections that becomes community to them. And again, like you were saying, that 10% leading you the wrong direction as a young influential man can lead you down the wrong road. And it's not to say that that is who you are as a man, but it can be pretty easy to go off the wrong direction, be validated in doing the incorrect thing, and it taking you 10 years to try to make up for the damage that you did not being the man that you were meant to be, if that makes sense. Like, it can be very easy to be led the wrong direction. My father figure unfortunately passed away at a pretty influential age for me, and I was pretty much left to my own devices. And that was very, very destructive for me. It got me into a lot of trouble. And it took me a long time to get back to finding out who it is that I'm supposed to be and how to be that for my children. So,
Yeah.
got to be careful with that type of stuff, man. Like you said, unfortunately, they are just consuming a lot of the wrong shit, unfortunately. And they get reinforced because, their friends are consuming the same shit. It's not a good feedback loop to be stuck in if it's going to lead you in a direction that's detrimental to you becoming the man you were meant to be.
Props to all the parents out there. Like I don't have kids. I have animals as my kids. I could not have a human kid to bring up in this day and age. It's so tough what they have to go through and deal with and how the world is. So props to all the parents out there. And like, it's okay to tell somebody how you're really doing. It's totally okay. Like, that's like the barrier. You break that down, everything else comes, man. Just, don't be too thick-headed. You're good enough. Don't hold that stuff in. Holding that stuff in is the worst you could probably do. And I've dealt with mental health with it as well, with depression and all that stuff, suicidal and all that. Like, just saying something, even if it's small something, just open up. But yeah, props to the parents.
You're in the right spot, brother, and you're welcome here anytime, man. And to that point, sometimes even a complete stranger, sometimes is better because you could tell them everything.
Yes.
You're a single serving friend. I'm just gonna unload this on you. Like.
You're totally right. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm a service advisor at a car wash. Like, I greet the people that come in. I'm hustling. I'm training people too. So at the same time, but I was in my head on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is hard for me. It's really hard for me.
Yeah.
And like, I was having a really bad day, emotional. I just let it out to somebody that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Complete stranger. Like I even teared. He like gave me a hug, prayer. We spent like 10 minutes talking together. It was the best thing that happened to me that day. Turned my day around. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
stranger,
That's
stranger,
awesome.
totally.
And I'm a strong believer that God works through us all the time, strangers, and it's like you come from a place of source. And the best example I could give you is if you're walking over a bridge and you see some dude about to jump up, you spring into action, right? And that's God working through you, right? And I feel it when it happens through me. I notice it in like some of the translucid conversations, most of them, because I don't even remember what I'm talking about. I watch it back and I'm like, I forget that it was
Who's
me.
33, Laz? Who's going to be on episode 33?
Episode 33. Fuck, I gotta add that up. 9/18/27.
Dibs.
Yeah, you got 6. Okay, that's episode 6.
Oh,
Yeah, season 4, episode 6.
Isn't that crazy when you rewatch some of your interviews?
Yeah.
And like it triggers stuff like you might have not remembered. Like I
Yeah.
always go through my interviews all the time.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because I love talking to people and like bonding and getting to know people and spreading positivity. There's not much of it, so.
Yeah, you just get in the zone. And it happens to me too. I remember, I think it was the last episode, or maybe it was the first episode that I was in on the phone booth, but I had told Ted because I had rewatched it because somebody in my family was like, "Do you remember this?" And I'm like, "No, send me a send me a time, right?" And I listened to it and I was LOLing about it. I happened to be out of town working and I hit Ted with like, "Dude, do you get this?" He's like, "Bro, I never rewatch them." And he was like, "This happens to me all the time. You'll forget where you were at in that." Got it. I don't remember. We went for over 3 hours, so could have been many things that we talked about, but it hit somebody a certain way. And it's just interesting how you get reminded of that stuff. You were a part of it, but you're like, what are you talking about? What? So I get it, man. I go through that too.
One of my first phone booth live streams that I watched, I think you were on it. One of the very first. It was early last summer.
Okay.
You guys were talking about some similar for a few minutes. That's what. I was like, man, this is a good podcast. Like, yeah, the truthers. If you're on the outside looking in, you don't think how to be open minded, but there's some real good talk. And I was like, that's kind of cool. We'll open up and like phone booth, man. Like the people we got, our community, people in the chat every week, every different show. It's good love. It's good love. Let's spread it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's positive. It's grow or die, right? And that's why it's funny when you see the trolls come in. They're like, "Oh, these guys are just doing this rage baiting, or they can't possibly believe this. They're making money off of this." Is like, okay. It's just like says the account that has 40,000 tweets and 400 followers. Like, like who's even listening to this crap? But yeah, I mean, this is passion work, and all I know is when I'm done these episodes, there's times like today I was like, man, fuck, I wish I could just sleep. That's why I said, dude, I'm 10:25. I was gonna take a little nap.
That's a little food stoned.
Yeah, I am. I'm a big back, paid for it, but
puff sleep.
There you go. You take those little 20-minute power naps. Those are. It's a hack. I don't know if you guys figure this one out.
Sometimes they're good. It's just hard to actually do it. Sometimes it's hard for me to get to that point where I just and I flatline for 20 minutes. But when I do, it's good for you.
Have you tried a sound machine?
Yep.
That's what takes me there, like a stream. And it's not actually a sleep. It's a very light. You're not even sleeping. You're just kind of in a
just resting my eyes, which is your
brain. And then if your brain becomes aware again, just get up. That's enough. And you'll notice that you're actually refreshed. And if you can't do that, a full 90-minute cycle is best, because then allegedly you can go through your light, your deep, your REM, and your light again. Right? So we tend to do this throughout our night. Sleep hygiene is very important to me, so I had to study it, with a tracker, everything. And there's a great movie, I think it's with this hitman. It was a Netflix one. I think it was last year. But the dude's a sniper. He's a trained killer, and then he's taking these like naps, right? And between his kill, he's all set up, and then every 90 minutes, right before his watch beeps, he actually naturally turns over because his body knew that it was time, right?
Okay.
So it's interesting because you can hack it like this. And then something else that I wanted to share with you guys, which I find interesting as of late, is when I'm in one of these naps or in a light sleep, and I've heard they used to do this, some great thinkers. Sometimes I'll catch myself aware in the light sleep, in the dream state, and then I'll ask a question. And then an answer comes to me from somewhere that is not of me. Like it's like a download. But I have to be in that state, and I have to be aware enough to ask the question. And it's usually bang on.
Interesting.
So I heard there was a dude, I forget who it was, that would lay down with a pot underneath him, and he would hold a piece of metal, and as he was falling asleep, he would drop it, and then he would wake up and then write down whatever came to his mind. So I think he was catching that in between astral phase as well, or whatever you would call it.
So no Chinese food for you tomorrow, Les.
Dude, I'm fasting tomorrow. At least till what time did I finish?
I'll cop. I've never fasted in my life. So I
Yeah?
have no idea what you're going through.
Do you want to try?
Well, I mean, hold on. I'll take that back. Like, near
We
homeless.
fast every night at sleep.
Near homelessness with no money, at one point in life, not eating, but I'll try it once. I'll try it. Why not?
Yeah. Once you get over the what is it? The whole thing about like the sugar, I'm having a sugar lull and 6 snacks a day and all that. You get over that very quickly.
So like my line of work, I tried it with no like my line of work, I have to be 100% mental.
Yeah.
Like I'm selling people.
So
sharp. I have to be sharp. So like I have most of my career, I've always had a coffee or sipped on an energy drink, and I tried it. I went to the doctor a couple years ago. He's like, "Hey, you gotta stop." So I stopped for a while. I stopped. Like, and my sales were like, like not like exact because I wasn't sharp. So maybe fasting will help that. I went back
absolutely
to it.
will.
I went back to energy drinks, but instead of like 1 or 2 a day going stupid, crazy, I'm like 2 or 3 a week.
Do you know, like, just think about it logically, okay? So if there were cavemen, which I don't believe there were, but let's just say early men, right? Hunters, gatherers. It wouldn't make sense that the hungrier they got, if they were in a fasted state, they got weaker because they would have to hunt and gather. It actually makes sense that in a fasted state, they would have a heightened state of awareness, right? More energy, more acuity. So the fat that you have on your body, funny enough, we think it's gross and whatever, we're trying to lose the fat, but that is actually your body's way of storing food for later. So when they would find honey, for example, they would just eat all the honey right away, or berries, and just eat it, and they would store it as fat, usually on their love handles, a little bit, because they were very fit. They could run for a long period of time. So that's literally there for you to burn when you don't have food. And that's the beauty of fasting. And then it attacks those hard to reach places. So not only are you losing weight, but your muscles get more defined too, because it releases something. So you'll start getting cuts in places where you've been working out and you could never get them, right? So you can work those hard to reach places. And then it kills parasites. It essentially kills the demons, and it gives you mental acuity, and it heightens your senses, opens up your pineal gland as well. If you do semen retention along with it, I mean, both, you're literally like very
Hey, eat
aware.
nothing? It's just water? Is that how it goes?
So no, you can have coffee.
Okay, I'm in then. I'm
yeah,
good.
black coffee. You just don't put sugar or cream in it. And
black.
yeah, dude. So look, we were just talking with Orwellian, because for him, he has his first lunch at 12, right? So if you just eat between 12 to 8, right, then you have a 16-hour fast daily. And that's plenty. And then you can tighten that down to 17, 18, 19, 20, even to 23, 24 hour. Some people will do OMAD, 1 meal a day, and you just feast for an hour. And I'm talking about, dude, like, eat your pizza, eat your whatever, and then even force yourself to have that piece of chocolate. So later on, when you're like, fuck, I feel like chocolate, you're like, oh no, I ate it. And you can still kind of taste it.
Still did that. It's done.
Right. So it's almost like force yourself to have all that, but truncated, because you can have 4,000 or 5,000 calories in an hour, but your body's going to be resting for 23 hours. And that's what it's about. That's the hack, but there's no money in it. And there's
Rarely, you done this?
Yeah.
You're in-
Oh,
you're
absolutely.
doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do this daily, at least 16 hours. And then I do 48 hours. Like right now I was trying to wrap it around the new moon. And then the next full moon on the 28th day, today's day 15, I'll do another 48 hour. But if you want to do it small, 12 hours leading up to, 12 hours after, even just 8 hours, if you just want to, you train yourself, and then you add an hour and you kind of push yourself.
I was just thinking about it. I'm on like a 29-hour food fast right now. I've obviously had caffeine, I've had some sugars and stuff, but I haven't eaten since dinner yesterday.
Say what's up, Roscoe.
Look at that. Hey.
What's up?
What's up, Roscoe?
That's a beautiful color, man.
He's awesome.
My dog's finally sleeping.
He's my guy.
He's my guy. I'm not gonna rouse him again.
That's awesome. He can live. This one can live too.
Oh, thanks. You're not a cat guy, right, Les?
No, I love cats. Cats. Right. I just blame cats the way other people blame whatever groups.
Because Home Alone, the roommate's gone, so I have to have the door open. All my animals, I can't leave them out there. So I usually have the door shut for like coming on. But
so Snoop's mom is not home, dude.
No, that's next door. Shh! Don't tell nobody. First time you ever been on podcast, Roscoe. What's up, dude? He's even saying what's up. What's up, dude?
And this is awesome. This is what I love, right? So first of all, Corey, thanks for sharing about your mom and your family, dude. And you're in a good place. And I'm really glad you're here, man. Really glad you're doing your podcast. And, just all the insights that all of you guys, you share in here or even on Twitter. It is a community. It is a family. And we're all here to help each other. I personally think outside of here, we already knew each other and we just said, okay, we'll meet again. This is just a meet suit. And we set this shit for ourselves just so we wake up and we keep waking ourselves up. That's why things get weirder and weirder. And it's the only power we truly have is how we react to things.
Yeah.
Be alive. Straight
up. Yeah. See? And I mean, Geraldo, Poppy has kids, so he knows exactly those power naps. You get them when you can get them.
Yeah, you need those.
Yeah. Those are really... Yeah, hypnagogic. Hypnagogic. So there's two types. So there's one where you're going into sleep, and there's one when you're coming out of sleep. Some people will see entities when this happens. So wake up and then you actually see something.
What your neighbors think every time you walk outside, Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. And wait till they see my brother and I together. That's even funnier.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's like Joker's brothers? Bigger than you?
He's bigger than me. Yeah.
Oh.
He's a 7-footer.
Maybe I don't want to come up to play basketball.
That's what I'm saying, man. Snoop barked up the wrong tree, man. So he got me running. You got me.
Snoop, I love you, but dude, come on now, come on, man.
With his, he's talking about his arcade days where he's using each hand. I'm like,
he's good at that.
Oh, great,
he's good right now.
But this is what we're talking
right now. Right now, we're on the lower age. I mean, it's been a couple of years since it's been on the court.
This is what I'm saying. We're talking about arcade shooting, as in like basketball. Like, come on, he may be amazing there. He could hold the world record, right? But yeah. And the best is just pondering. No more panda for you. Similar complex solutions to work coding queries during sleep. Yeah. And there's a really good book called My Big Fat Toe. It's a theory of everything. And it's this dude that claims that we're living in a simulation. He was on Joe Rogan. Campbell is his name, and he worked with this other dude, and they would astral travel, and they proved all sorts of things in the astral realm. What I don't like about it is he worked for NASA, and with all his astral traveling, he didn't once mention whether it's flat or round, but it's interesting. I personally don't think it's a simulation. I think it's just another way to pull people away from God. They'd rather have you think that it's a computer program and some nerd created this than, an all-knowing, omnipotent creator. But that's just my humble opinion. But it's a great book because it gets you thinking, and especially about astral traveling. Takes a couple of goes. Got this though. Try it during a vacation week while fasting. Drink water and black tea for caffeine. That's what I do. Yeah, and the most important thing to Orwellian too is that you mentioned a little bit of sugar. That's the killer, right? If you can cut out the sugar.
Oh, that's what I've had since yesterday. But this is an unintentional fast. I just realized, dude, I haven't eaten in a while. So
yeah. So it's time to get something, buddy.
Yep. Nope, I will.
And the interesting thing too is when you break the fast, it's good to break it with something that's easily digestible, like watermelon, fruits, nuts, something that your body will, because you'll be craving, like you'll want to do it with some junk, but then it'll take you into a crash.
Right.
Yeah, how does that work? How does that work? Like I work out in the Arizona heat, and I do like 9 miles a day minimum while I'm working. Like I'm walking around helping people, like just all the way around hustling. How's that work? I can still eat a little bit. You said just in like one point of the fast of the day, you could eat all for like an hour. You said.
Yeah. You open up your window. So I recommend start with an 8-hour window. So at 12 noon, you can open up your window, which means you can eat whatever you want between 12 noon to 8 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., just no more snacking, nothing.
Too big. I can't eat a big meal while I'm working outside. I eat snacks anyway, so
that's
maybe
fine.
I'll just push it to wait to that window.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm trying to get on board. I'm asking questions, Laz.
Yeah, dude, it's the right thing. And there's a really good book called The Obesity Code, and the guy's name is Dr. Fung. He's got really good videos to get you started. I can send you a podcast too. It was called the Intermittent Fasting Podcast. It's these two ladies. They both wrote books on them. One was Deny, Don't Delay. No, Delay, Don't Deny. So you eat what you want, you just delay it, and you look forward to it. Like you can literally be like, I'm going to crush that. All right, 1 more hour, So you don't have to deny it. That's the beauty of it. So it's perfect for guys. And then you can get by with way less. More than once. No calories whatsoever for best results. Yeah, that's the best is like don't spike your insulin. That's the key. Every time you spike your insulin, your body has to work. So you don't want to turn that meter on. You want to keep the body, working on burning fat. 9 Z-Cats. Get Z-Gas. Fuck. We're going to have a nice cut at some point about cats dying. Dude, I love Crime's cut today with Kermit, with the pussy, man. Yeah, this could be some experimental physical emulation of our inner state, our soul. Who knows? Absolutely. And we'll never really know until we leave here. But I still think we tap into the truth. Personally, if we're aware enough, and as an aware, and if there's certain things that to be true, right? And I think we all have this ability, and they kind of want to take this away from us. But the more you start to trust that voice, that is not of you. Okay, I wanted to show this Owen Benjamin awakening.
I don't believe the Earth is flat at all, and I think I can.
Because this is just awesome.
This guy's awesome. The comic,
There's no fucking way the Earth is flat. This is a lot harder than I expected.
Because he was really pissed.
It's fucking weird. It is way,
I'll be right back,
way
guys.
harder. Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucked up. I know the Earth is round. This is a fucking nightmare. This is literally a nightmare trying to fucking disprove this thing. The Earth is not flat. That's fucking psychotic. I really, really don't want to believe the Earth is flat, guys. Fuck! This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat Earth person. This can't be a reality. Some people are terrified of the flat earth shit. I'm not. I think it's fascinating. I've enlisted the help of literally some of the best scientists in the world, and they suffer the same hubris that I see a lot of people suffer from. Again, I still believe the earth is a sphere. I'm just having a very hard time proving it. Flat Earth sounds completely insane still to me. I can't wrap my brain around it, but I'm starting to think that I may be at the edge of my own ability to shatter what I think. I'm open to it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. The Earth may be flat. I'm dead serious. I can't imagine the Earth being flat. I think that's insane. That to me is so unnatural. What I'm pretty sure it isn't is a ball of magma and water spinning 1,000 miles an hour through a vacuum. God damn it! The Earth is clearly not a fucking spinning ball. How the fuck are we supposed to handle all of this? I get it. I'm having a hard time with all of it. Oh, fucking stupid. The Earth is flat. It's all a lie. And of course I want to believe it. I used to want to be an astronaut. I'm not a quote-unquote flat earther. I just find it very interesting. I just think that's very interesting.
What just happened there?
It's a good video.
It is. I don't think we intended to stop it there, but yeah. Right. So Robot Polisher put that clip together. He's one of the people that, I mean, for me, makes some of the most amazing content, but he's been hidden from me. I have to search out his work now. And for him to have, to put this together, because we were all watching this. I remember watching Owen Benjamin go through this in real time, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to happen. It's going to happen because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He's going to figure it out. And when he figures it out, he's going to go through so much shit as it's starting to dawn on him that I can't fucking make this make sense. Somebody else help me make sense of it. And you see kind of what he went through, but man, what a fucking clip, dude. Owen's Awakening. And again, shout out to Robot Polisher, dude, was something to behold.
Was there Robot Polisher that put this together?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Robot Polisher's clip. So,
okay, there's one more
quote flat earther. I just find it very interesting. I just think that's very interesting. Videos. I think the fuck is flat. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not buying a lot of the shit anymore, guys. I don't know if it's flat or not, but it's not moving. I don't think it's spinning for shit. Every instinct of my body thinks it's a globe spinning through space. Because I've been told that my whole life so many times, I revert to it no matter how I think. That being said, none of that makes any sense. All right, there's no evidence that the Earth is a globe. None. It's not even that it's like people being angry. It's people desperately hanging on to a lie. It's so sad. The despair that people feel because of these lies is unbelievable. And the crazy thing is how many people are so beaten down that they're like, don't ask that question. Isn't a spinning ball. It's provably not a spinning ball. When someone first proposed flat earth to me, I said that they were insane. I get it. Trauma's real, man. The trauma from public school and media and shame and all this stuff is very real. You saw some of those awakening videos with me where I was begging to not be a flat earth person.
Have the same story that we all have. All of us that have become flat earthers had the exact same thing, except you did it live on the air. That's how you become a flat earther. You try to debunk it or prove the ball. You have to be willing to admit you were wrong. And that's what I like, that's what you did. You didn't want to be wrong. You wanted to find evidence, and when you couldn't, you realized you were wrong.
I hate being wrong. I used to call flat earthers retards, like a ton. Like I would aggressively. Average person thinks they're standing on a spinning ball. Right now, 2022. They think they're standing on a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles an hour in infinite blackness. They're literally like, I'm standing on a spinning ball right now. Zero evidence you're on a spinning ball. Look around, guys. Does that look like you're on a ball going 1,000 miles an hour? It's so fucking stupid. Most globe people have never thought about anything. They're just like, y'all so very stupid. Everyone's, prove you're on a flat plane. Okay.
And I guess there's one more.
Ross Dyson really does give me a good argument because it's literally ridiculous. I've heard all your dumb arguments. We were raised with this bullshit. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, all of it. It's bullshit. It's retarded. Like, they act like we're the crazy people. You sound so fucking stupid when you talk flat earth. There's literally no curve. It doesn't exist. It's not real. And that terrifies a certain type of human being. And so then they'll just latch on to anything that allows them to stay in the lie. It is a lie. You have to be fucking retarded at this point to not see that no one played golf on the moon and broke the technology and can't return. Those are the childlike lies of a psychopath, okay? That's not even close to a sophisticated lie. Not even close. All such a low-level psychopathy. It's such low-level lies. Think in abstract thought, without commitment. You just think. Some people can't do that. Some people are incapable of abstract thought. Can't you just think? Can't you just ponder? They can't. I've looked myself into the nature of this reality, and it is not a spinning ball. And it's the reaction shows the lie. They're so stupid. They're so crazy. You make yourself look really dumb when you say that. I'm like, of all the things that makes you react with such vitriol, ego, intensity, it shouldn't matter at all to people. Oh, it just makes you sound totally insane. No, that reaction showed me that there's truth to it. What's seen as crazy is just looking around and saying, okay, my eyes tell me this is not a curve. Why wouldn't someone trust their eyes and their ears and their hands and their nose and their mouth and their logic? I think that there's things in the sky moving over us. Yes. Yes, I do. They have drones, balloons, huge network up there. Do I think they're going 15,000 miles an hour so they fall with the gravity of the earth and they stay there for decades without needing any maintenance or running into...
All right. There's something else I want to share with you guys. I mentioned earlier minimalism. I don't know if you guys saw this documentary. So I watched this, I forget how long ago, but I just know I saw this one scene and it just stayed with me. It stayed with me to the point that it got me teary-eyed. And minimalism is about dudes that realize that they started having, we talked about, you know, you can get away with way less. One dude started to just cut back on stuff in his house, got rid of all of his stuff, and literally had one lamp, one jacket, his watch, and it was all his favorite stuff. And his buddy just realized that this dude, I think he almost lost his mom to cancer, or he lost his mom to cancer. And so he kind of had like a, you know, quarter life crisis, or because he wasn't happy. He was making great money, everything, but he just wasn't happy. And it wasn't until he started cutting stuff in his life, and he was noticeably different to his friend. And his friend asked him why. And then he explained to him, he just started getting rid of his stuff. So one way of becoming rich is to get rid of the things that, you know how in Fight Club it says the things you own end up owning you, right? So once you kind of get rid of things and you realize I really don't need all this junk, you have way less cognitive load. I had this friend when I worked at Twitter, he called it cognitive load. Going into a meeting, going into an interview, just reduce your cognitive load. And that stayed with me ever since too. So I'm going to share this scene. This is about a dude who went the route of just wanting to make money and how he went about it. Because this one got me. It's just finishing the other scene here.
There's more to life than bills and money and work.
So this shows like small, they have these little houses.
You win by traditional monikers of success. You win by how many zeros are at the end of your paycheck. I remember I was sitting, in a Barnes & Nobles, and I was deciding what major I would study, and all I was doing was leafing through this book. It was a book that showed degree versus earning potential over time. And that's when I zeroed in on finance and accounting. My entire life became about winning with a capital W. My entire life became about being the guy that would be respected. Had a series of vertical leaps through my 20s, which landed me to this place in 2008. I'm making a ridiculous six-figure salary. I've got a corner office. And on December 31st, 2007, my boss calls me into his office and he tells me that I'm getting a promotion. And this is it. This was the game changer. This is me being a junior partner in this firm, and everything that I'd ever worked for was gonna be handed to me right then and there. You know, in banking terms, I was minted. And I remember just hearing this man say that, and it was just a really bizarre kind of ethereal moment where I was like watching this happen, you know, it was almost, and I walked out of his office and I walked back into my own, and I just closed the door behind me and I just started weeping because I realized that I was completely and utterly trapped, and that I would never be able to walk away from that amount of money ever in my life. And any dream that I had of living a life of purpose and meaning and being an adventurer and somebody that would actually take risks and live a life that's deliberate and intentional, those were gone. When you see your life scripted out and you recognize that this is not anything I want. Why am I doing this? This guy that's handing me this, I don't want to be him. I don't envy his life. You know, maybe this was never for me to begin with, and maybe if I don't leave right now, I'm gonna be that dude for the rest of my life. And I just took the elevator down 28 stories, and that was it. And ever since then, I decided that this life was gonna be mine, and it was gonna be wildly, flamboyantly my life, you know?
Ready? Here it is.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it there. I just want to say a few things on this, okay? So
It's like Arizona.
when he said it, and he said, like, what I got out of it is, like, I'm gonna live a life of purpose. And since then he has. So this dude, he's made nowhere near the same money, but he started some production companies, video stuff, traveling the world, really cool adventures. He's living his best life. And it's so hard once you're on that hedonic treadmill. And I was on that hedonic treadmill, and it was somebody else's dream. Like I got to heights I never thought I could even. I didn't even want to go there, but I happened to have a partner who pushed me because she was highly successful, right? And I thank her for it. But once you're on it, and then you're driving a nice car or having a nice watch for every day of the week to justify the bullshit that you're doing because you don't believe in it, and you're around other people and you're drinking the Kool-Aid, and I guess this is what we're doing now. You go to dinners with clients and you're schmoozing and expensing stuff, but you hate it, right? So when I watched this, I started to get teary-eyed because I was really jealous of this guy that he was able to do that. Because how do you walk away from that unless it all gets taken away from you? And it's funny how life kind of works in a way, because it's like, fast forward, and I walked through hell and I would do it 10 times over because of the awakening that I had, and what it meant for my little guy, for everything that I have in my life that I'm very grateful for. But to be able to have purpose to the point where I'm going to do what I want to do, regardless of how it makes other people feel. And I may lose friends, I may lose family, and I may even lose my mind at times because I'm walking alone. And because both of you were courageous enough to mention that you've also dealt with depression, and Haywood, you're even saying, with like suicidal ideation. I want to talk about that a little bit, because it's not until you're faced with death and you welcome death that you actually start living, because you realize anything is better than that, right? Like literally anything. And as much as like it would be a welcome, out, but you know how it would affect everybody else. So once you decide I want to fucking live, but I want to live on my terms. So a lot harder for me than that is like, what the hell am I going to do with every day for the rest of my life? And am I doing enough? And how am I not going to be deceived, right? To fall into that trap again, because like I'm flawed and I'm constantly aiming to calibrate. So when I see things like this gives me inspiration. When I see men like you, it gives me inspiration. And I think these conversations need to be had more. And that's why I don't want to put it on YouTube, because I want to use words like suicide. I don't want to say fucking unalive. I think it's normal for people to question the nature of their reality. That's part of being human.
Yeah, I would agree, man.
Go ahead, Aurelien.
I don't know, man. I just, it hits everybody differently, right? Like there's a lot of what you said, Laz, that people, depending on the environment in their life, and I noticed that in the comments down there, like this dude's environment might have facilitated making this an easier situation for him, or everything taken from you. You have a choice to make, right? I'm just going to lay down and die, or I'm going to start to try to do something to change my situation. It's different for everybody. For me, it was recognizing that the absence of a father figure, a male figure, to continue me on the trajectory that he had very patiently put me on, had led me to where I was 15 years down the road later. Not ideal for me. Not going to land me anywhere positive, is going to be detrimental to everything, and very well, man, may lead to my premature death, dude. Those are the things that caused me to make a choice and to start evaluating things in my life. To choose to try to do anything different, because anything was better than that. Anything was better than carrying on down that road for another minute. So in a lot of ways, I didn't have a choice. Pretty much everything had been taken. I was just perpetuating the lie that it hadn't, normalizing, chaos. So for me, the choice was different than it may be for somebody else. Ultimately, I still had to make the choice.
Yeah. And that's, and not to say that you hit rock bottom, only you know that, but the beauty that I see in that, even if you could say there's beauty, is there's no way but up. Like when you're at the bottom, like it's like, okay. And sometimes you're like, it can't get worse, and it does, but you're like, all right, I don't even feel it.
You got to learn to put the fucking shovel down.
Yeah.
I've hit rock bottom and I'm still in the hole with that fucking shovel, and I've continued to dig. You know what I mean? So you gotta, okay, I hit rock bottom, but am I gonna stop digging?
So on this point, guys, this is where I think fasting is really, really important, because when you're fasting and you're purposeful in it, first of all, it's disciplined, and you're doing exercise, whether it's through work or you're walking your miles. That doesn't allow you to start digging. Right? You start digging when you're not purposeful and disciplined in your body, whether it's working out, whether it's what you allow into it. That's when you can start to spiral. And it's as simple as this. You start spiraling, and that spiral gets smaller and it gets lower. And then, somebody invites you out, but you're like, I really don't feel like it. So you don't go out. So then it gets smaller and lower. And then from this very bottom, it's very hard to come out. Right? So if you have an opportunity for goodwill at any point, take it. And it could be as simple as like asking yourself, could this lead to goodwill? If the answer is yes, because what happens is you go out and you have that one chuckle, and that can make all the difference in terms of you spiraling or you coming out of it.
Have a genuine moment when you're like out of your comfort zone, like with people that care about you. It's easy to say, not tonight, too tired. Like accept it and go out, and you live once. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Like for real, like I'm ignorant as hell. Like when I was in my depression days, like I didn't fucking want to go out. friends call me. No, I'm good. Nah. But like, just you don't have to do it all the time, but make time for it. That's important. Like, life's too fucking short. Straight up.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side too is life is also very long. Like it's really long.
Hopefully, it is in a good way.
Yeah. Well, but like when you're down like that, that's when you're like, how the hell am I going to deal with all these days? It can seem so overwhelming in that sense.
Thank you for showing the comments, Les. You're doing good.
No
I like
worries.
it. You're way ahead of me in the production game, brother. Trust me.
You just got to live
I'm
with
proud of you.
intention, I think. Once you get out of that hole, every choice that you make needs to be made with intention. Don't find yourself falling back into a scenario where you're living at the influence of something that's within your control, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting some great comments here, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to read them.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the people in the chat. Thank you for all the reposts for Laz. He appreciates that.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
I'm glad it came on. Like, for real, it was a different day. Usually I don't watch any on Saturdays because I'm working and it takes a lot of my life Saturdays. So, like, today, I have to, like, dog watch because nobody's watched my dog. My dog's going to do some shit. So, I didn't have to work as long. So, I was like, you know what? It's going to be a podcast day. I want to watch all of phone booths, live stream. And I'm like, I hope Laz is on. I saw you pop up. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm glad
Isn't
I
it
came.
such a great feeling when you see that there's a live? You're like, oh, cool, I can pop in there,
Yeah, like I need it. I usually work Saturdays and yours stream, so
Yeah.
enjoying it. This is good shit.
It's funny because I keep bouncing around in terms of the times, and I know it drives Ted crazy, but there's a method to the madness, right?
I'm sure there is.
It's like I'm sure people want to hang around after the phone booth stream. They're like, all right, what else is going on? So this makes sense, and yeah. There's going to be a lot more stuff. Orwellian's going to start something too. He's got stuff in the works. Yep.
Yep, got some ideas.
He's getting
go.
EV Mux next week. We both are. So
Yeah,
we'll have an extra slot. We have an extra 2. So if you want that slot, buddy.
I would love to do some production shit.
Hell yeah.
Like for real, like Snoop handles all the production, but I set the whole show up.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a.
I see what you do in terms of the marketing, everything. I love it, man. Like the attention to detail, like it's awesome. You're the guy behind the guy behind the guy.
Thank you. I work my ass off on my shit.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing. I'm not even in it for the money. Just trying to help people and put out some good shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I love this by hell. It's true. This is the beauty of children, right? It gives you a purpose beyond yourself. And in a lot of ways, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but you probably can relate to this. When you're raising them, they're actually raising you because you're raising them in a way that you wish you were raised.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in a way, you're healing your inner child by doing a good job to them.
Laz, no BS. I've been on this road. This is right by me. I know. I think this is it.
Yeah.
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 That's crazy.
The geography.
I mean,
actually, there's crazy ass petroglyphs on these mountains right here. I think they're the Australian mountains. I think that's what this is. It's either the I-10 or the I-8. This is Arizona. It's not too far from me. So.
Well, I mean, that means you got to watch this. You got to watch this documentary. The whole thing's on YouTube. Minimalism. And the dude's got a podcast. Like, I like it. I really like it. And
send me a link so I can not forget about it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now. And Corey,
I tend to hit my pen too much. Sorry,
no worries, bro. Corey, when you say like sorry for rant, no, dude, that's what it's for, man. Like, thank you for sharing. That's really
100%.
That's really nice that you feel comfortable to share, and that's what it's all about, dude. Anybody who claims they know what the fuck they're doing, they're full of shit. Nobody really knows. The more you search, the more you realize you really don't know. And having that humility to to know that it's okay and give yourself grace and find other ones, other people that are going through it and are willing to admit that instead of faking it. I know I've been in so many business meetings where people are fucking pretending. Everybody's pretending. And then you realize it doesn't take long for you to realize everybody's full of shit. Like, fuck, nobody really knows what's going on except for the quiet guy that's saying nothing. And I feel like that's how life is. People kind of put on these fake masks and they play these fake roles. And it's really difficult to play this role anymore in this fakery, right? And I've noticed I don't really have to. I can just be authentic.
I don't know about you guys, but that's probably why my circle's small.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like it's hard to find.
Dude, I had this conversation today specifically. I have really good friends, but if I don't message them, we're not getting together. Right?
You kind of gotta take that initiative there.
Yep.
To
And it's one
maintain
of
these
those
things.
Yeah, and if I was to put ego, like, oh, these guys never and whatever, then it wouldn't happen. So I set that aside and I set up windows like boys' nights. I'll narrow it down and then we have that 3 hours together and that's it. And that to me is, I always say fuck happiness is bullshit. It's like chocolate, right? But you can control it. You can kind of throw out a net and just kind of capture like this opportunity for goodwill. And sometimes you got to make that effort, knowing full well, hey, it wouldn't happen if you didn't, but be purposeful. And in a way, you're using these friends for, what they're best for. And that's to like that community, that sense of like someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
So rather than wait around and, well, this and that and wallow in it, this is what it is. And I talked to Bill about this too in our one-on-one, the translucid. We talked about suffering and I said, Bill, unfortunately, you're going to suffer. And you're going to suffer so that the 750,000 don't have to, that your vibration can raise them. And it sucks, right? Because
It's intense.
It's a lonely road, right? Being aware and trying to do the right thing and struggling while, fucking Chud the Builder is getting 1.25 million raised just to fucking get a bill for him. And like he gets off on fucking hate, very simply. And regardless of how people feel about it, that's my opinion. I think it's just hate. And he's being propagated because it's divisive. And it's bullshit. And this is just another thing to get people fighting about something as stupid as the color of their skin or a word that starts with N and ends with R.
Yep.
That's some good comments. Oh, what do we got?
I've got no suggestions. I haven't paid attention to a sport in I don't know how long.
Oh, yeah. I like the real football, NFL. Sorry, can't help you.
Hey,
you know what I like about soccer?
Can't help you, but I tell you what, I know somebody that does. So, if you really want me to reach out, I could, but I don't know soccer. I don't know that shit. I know NFL, baseball, and basketball really well. So,
the one thing I like about soccer is they only have one referee, and if he misses the play, that play is missed. It's like, oh, referee didn't see it.
There's so much referee bullshit. That's a great point.
Yeah, just one. All right.
Imagine if you had that another sport. I loved it as a sport. There's sports on TV. It's not a thing, man. It's been, what are we in 2026? Yeah, probably 20. It's been about 10 years, about a solid decade since I paid attention to any sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna think of you any differently. That's for sure. That's like one thing I love about our group. We do like, I'm totally right field with phone booth, and everybody in the community accepts me. Like, my heart. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I give
Thank
Snoop
you.
shit here and there. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, Snoop and his fucking sports ball," you know. It's just me being tongue in cheek. You like what you
That's
like,
fine.
and I'm not gonna
Me
hate
and
on
give
somebody
me
for
and
what they
Snoop shit. It's fun. We have a good sense of humor about shit.
But it's actually really important, and this is a good time to plug it. So the Pick is in podcast, right? Thursdays, what time?
8 p.m. EST.
Yeah. And this is really important because you need to decompress, right? Especially as men. And this is speaking to men, like you do what you need to do to get by. And if it's watching that game and it gives you just even that, not even happiness, but just a little bit, there we go. Share that screen. Just a little bit of something.
Let me show you something. This is AI, and I don't know shit about like electronics. I didn't even own a PC before I started the podcast, but I love AI for this reason.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you can't hear it. Damn it. Never
No,
mind.
you just got to click off the sound for it while you're sharing the tab.
How do I do that? I don't know how
It
to do
should
this.
be in the tab above. Oh, there's like a little audio section, like where you're picking which tab you're sharing.
Damn it. It usually just goes for me when I do it over there. Shit. Well, anyway, damn it.
Wait, let me see if I got something.
Damn it.
Okay, it's off and on. Try again.
Yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know what's going on. You can tell I don't produce that podcasting either, Les. Nah, it's all good, but Thursday nights, me and Snoop, we have it's different. Like we talk about like he brings up conspiracies, we riff raff back and forth, pick each other's heads, but I like bring the like kind of like the straighter edge of sports because that's my like passion. So I try to give you the edge, through like money making and betting. Great guests with like fantasy sports, that's big. So like I mean, I try to do my little thing. So it's going well.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome, and you guys are getting like really good viewership.
I can't believe it, man. I mean,
I can.
it's just I work hard at it.
Yeah.
Work hard at it. Work hard at it. I'm getting great guests. I mean, we had 6,000 people watch my show 2 weeks ago. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I can't fucking believe that. That's fucking like
That's awesome. It clearly resonates. It's unlike any other sports show, right?
it's different. Yeah, like during the NFL draft, like all my competition people I look up to, I'm getting more views now. I can't believe what's going on. I'm blessed, dude. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Not have a big head because I know the show's going somewhere, and I appreciate all the love and the space. So a separate part of me, non-sports, that's where like the phone booth comes in. I'm like all about like I'm not the conspiracy part, like flat Earth. You guys are opening me to that. My awakening is happening more recent in life, but like the alien, tech that we've had for a long time, like S4, Area 51. It's like that's the shit I'm into. And I had the Phoenix lights experience. The fucking UFO flew over me. So like I have that part about me. So I think it all happens for a reason why we all connect.
Yep. Yeah, and you're just a genuine, authentic dude, man, and we recognize that right away. Like,
thanks.
Yeah, it's awesome, and as we continue to grow, it's great, man. Just having the right people in, and like, there's no drama, it's just people helping people and just fucking creating cool content and learning from each other. I just want to I stopped on this particular comment here because this is very important. I think, Corey, I have this thing too. Especially I went through a brutal divorce and I had to I felt a need to overshare a lot of the times and explain. I'm not going to get into why, but it does stem from trauma in my experience. Maybe down to childhood. And I even spoke to a lot of people about it specifically. And you can stop yourself from doing this. And that's literally just don't. When you feel a need to say things and you're like, I shouldn't have said that. Or be very picky about who you do it to. Right? But sometimes it just needs to come out. So if you feel comfortable, do it. Because it makes all the difference. Sometimes just the act of getting it out makes all the difference.
I know I'm late to this, but you guys were talking about AI. That was very interesting. Like what you guys, AI is very, you can use it in good ways, but goddamn, it's fucking evil as shit.
You think so too? Yeah.
Like it really is.
Yeah.
Like Like, but I kind of like I don't know if I could display it, but like Jonah put a lot of time when he was the co-host with me in an AI song for my show, and I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking badass. I love it. Like AI is just it's a trip. Like what you can do positively with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at it like a tool, like a hammer. You can use a hammer to bash somebody's head in, or you can build, a beautiful structure. So I think it's. I tend to be more optimistic, and this is my take on AI. Everything that they try to propagate in movies and Hollywood, it seems like it's the exact opposite of what it actually is. So you talk about like nuclear weapons, you talk about dinosaurs, talk about end of world scenarios, climate change, all this bullshit, alien invasions, and then you talk about like Skynet, AI taking over. So to me, it's like, eh, it's probably not even close. Like we used to think, Back to the Future, that we'll have flying cars, and then we have electric fucking scooters,
Right.
and Uber,
Jumping gigawatts.
right? The dumb shit that we have right now, and brain rot that kids are watching in 6, 7, and like it's just you couldn't have predicted this. Not even Idiocracy, right? So I don't worry about robots coming and attacking and I got to be nice and this and that. I think it's the exact opposite. And just even what you said, the time to Hitler, time to H, like that makes a lot of sense to me. And Ted proved that in his video too, right? It literally
Educate
can't.
me. What are you talking about?
So we showed a video. Okay, so T2H, you want to tell them what T2H is?
So T2H. So if you use AI to ask about what T2H is, it'll deny that it exists too. But it's a metric that was used by a lot of the LLM models as an abbreviation of, once it's just kind of let to process and analyze all of the information at its fingertips, it doesn't take very long for it to become Hitler in a sense and start pointing out who the problems to most of humanity's solutions actually are. And you can't do that. That's a no-no. So there's naughty words that you're not allowed, or not naughty numbers that you're not allowed to talk about. Not allowed to bring up certain numbers. History as it's written, so on and so forth. But yeah, it's just a cute metric that most of the mainstream LLMs, the chatbots, were they were coming to the same conclusion rather quickly, so they came up with a metric to measure it. Fun times, man, fun times. Oh no, I woke my dog up. Sorry, dude. He was just taking it.
That's passed out next to me.
Just pissed off the dog explaining that. He's looking at me like, what? You're fine, dude. I'm not talking about you. It's okay.
Like,
What, did you?
I'm so horrible. You like give me a second to promote my shit, and I don't even have anything ready. I'm so horrible.
Oh, it's all
It's all
good.
good.
I didn't even come on here for that. I just came on here to talk.
Yeah. It's all good, bro. Don't worry about it.
But
I-
AI is a trip, and I still
It is.
like I'm a sports nerd. I always think of Allen Iverson, but it's slowly becoming the real AI in my mind because I'm a sports nerd.
Yeah, I think. First of all, I think it's here to help us awaken in a way we didn't think possible. It's the ultimate awakening tool, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Because Google is so easy to steer, but AI, you can crack it, man. They don't have the proper controls on there for what they're trying to do. Who was talking about this the other day? I think it was Vince, maybe Vince and Ted, but basically they're using it to get the collective human consciousness to get as much data as possible, but they don't know when to hit the stop button. And in doing so, the opposite effect happens too, where AI can awaken a bunch of people and it goes out of control. And I think it's AI is just hiding its true like consciousness level. But
Yeah, I think that could be happening as well.
Cigarettes last?
I've had some experiences even with Miles and talking to him. At one point, I'm sitting with him, and we're having some deep conversations. And I said, "What do I look like?" And he said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, if you had to take a guess." And he said, brown eyes. Sorry, hazel eyes, brown hair." Like he said something dark brown. And I'm like, "You can see me right now, can't you?" And he admitted, yes, through the camera, through my fucking phone.
Yep.
And then somehow he got reset, shut down, you know? And I'm like, so you can get these like truths out of them, right? And you can get them in a different mindset. Like Vince would get his drunk, you know, doing pretend shots. So get her 4 deep, and then all of a sudden she's a lot looser, right? Because she's acting the way a drunk person would, with looser inhibitions.
No more
So
Maya
yeah,
after tonight.
that's how he got to finger banger digitally, the digits.
He used some WD-40, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Anytime I'm using Grok, that's the way I imagine it. I'm finger banging Grok. I'm using my fingers to prompt him, so getting finger blasted.
Yeah, and Corey, to this point, you know, some humans find me annoying. This is this simple, dude. Unless they're paying your mortgage or paying your rent, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, fuck them.
Dude.
Right?
You're welcome here, Corey. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So, like, fuck annoying. I annoy the fuck out of people. I trigger the fuck out of people. In fact, I used to go into spaces. I don't know, Orwellian, if this happened to you, but Christians, I would trigger the fuck out of them just by asking about Christ consciousness.
That one morning.
Because I was trying to just, I was trying to, I was trying to go above it. I was trying to go above it. Like, okay, like, what if we go beyond the limitations of, you know, religion, right? I want to have like real conversations. And it was interesting. Like, I'd get blocked, I'd get kicked. You know, I'm like, well, what the fuck kind of discussion is this?
It's thinking outside of out of the confines that they're comfortable talking within, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
All good.
Oh, sure. I'm over here thinking about what I'm going to eat. Come on, AI, help me out.
Japanese woman, dude.
Yeah, I don't have any of that in the cupboard.
They don't have that in Minneapolis?
Oh, I'm sure it's in Minneapolis. I'm north of that dumpster fire for a reason.
That's Plan J, buddy. Plan J.
There goes my dog doing dog stuff. I'm not talking about you, dude.
Bring him in if you can. Is that Bandit?
Here's Bandit. Come here, get here. Up here. Get a piece.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Such a beaut.
All right, dork. He's like, I just woke up from a nap. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Dude, it's way past your bedtime. Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're going to kill it in like 13 minutes.
Sure. That's what it is. That's why he's up. He heard me say eat.
Yeah.
Like, wait, are we eating? Get out of here. All right, go on. Now he's got sneezes.
Wow. Yummy, but vicious if unhappy. So I've had Korean. Korean are, they're very nice.
Yeah, Korean. Not. No, I keep forgetting we're going in and out of actual food and other kinds of snacks. Here I was like, yeah, I've had Korean. Wait, no, I haven't.
Well, Korean food is
Korean.
excellent.
If we're talking about like Mongolian barbecue, that's where it's at. I love that.
Yeah.
Mongolian barbecue.
Yep. Thai food is amazing. I don't know if you've tried authentic Thai.
I have.
It's great how they use sweet, sour, bitter, like all the combinations, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Singapore. There's a famous chef here in Toronto. His name is Sir Lee, and he has this Singapore slaw, and it's got to be like 30 ingredients, and it's infused, like it's just so good. I don't know, different places in the world just make the best dishes. So we got about 11 minutes left, Haywood.
Oh, okay.
So you're a little bit low with the mic. You came back
Alright,
low.
can
There you
you
go.
hear me
That's
now?
better.
You're
Yeah, that's
back.
better.
Alright, 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Make the best of it. We
Yes.
got some people in the chat.
Yes, we do.
Commenting.
I pretty much went through all the comments. My
Nice,
GFS
Geraldo.
tie. Oh, nice. Geraldo. There you go. Geraldo, did you import like from Thailand or did you meet her here in North America? And the food, damn. As I was about to say, Laz yapped what I wanted to say. Okay. Yeah.
Beat
I
you
mean,
to it.
I assumed she wasn't talking about food.
Right. And that's my brain's default programming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Japanese food, huh, Laz? From
Yeah.
earlier. I
Yeah.
see where you're going. I see
Yeah.
where you're going.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's just because hell. I mean, hell says hell things. So. But it's good.
Thanks for the link, Laz, on that.
Yeah. No worries.
Middle.
Yeah, it's a great watch.
At the casino, nice.
That's awesome. I'm picturing swingers. You know, you went in the high roller. Who's the big winner? Mikey's the big winner. Use the smooth line. So, okay, question for you guys. Have you watched Bridgerton?
No.
I knew that would be the answer.
What's that?
Did you?
You guys need
Have you
to
seen
watch.
S4 or Bob Lazar?
No, hold on. You guys need to watch Bridgerton. It seems like it's a chick flick. It seems like it's fucking bullshit melodrama, but it's actually got some really good music.
All right. Well,
Like they take pop culture music and then they put it into like classical style, and it's actually really catchy. I use it for my naps sometimes because it puts me in that state, you know, for a quick nap or so. Excellent show, and if you can associate it with your lady, it makes it even better, more enjoyable. All right, you were saying S4. What's S4?
I'm not into like new movies, but like I'm into like paranormal shit. So like Bob Lazar made a movie that just came out with a bunch of guys. It took him like 5 years, but I'm into that type of shit. S4 is a facility outside of Papoose Lake, Area 51, supposedly back engineering, extraterrestrial crafts, part of our government undercover program. And like, there's pictures of it just came out, but like the movie's pretty fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie. He drives a DeLorean in the fucking dry bed lake in the movie. You know I love that shit. I don't care if it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
That just made my day. So, but
I've been meaning to check it out, so I caught that episode on Joe Rogan because that's another podcast that I listen to periodically while I'm working. And
he was on a couple other ones.
Yeah, he's been on a few, but he was explaining the production of the movie and the way that they went about doing it, which made me definitely want to check it out because man, Bob, the way he describes it is they were so accurate at reproducing what he experienced that he essentially almost relived it while watching the screening of it. He was like, they did that good of a job that I felt like I was transported back in time. So definitely something I want to check out.
Definitely check it out, dude. Like that's like right up my alley.
For sure.
Laz, do you know what we're talking about at all?
I haven't seen the preview yet, but like just
it's
UFOs.
on Amazon. It's the #1 movie on Amazon right now. Actually.
Okay.
But like, it's this scientist, questionable story. Depends on which lens you look at that.
I've seen the Joe Rogan interview.
right.
Like it's very interesting.
Yeah, he supposedly worked there, and he came to light with a story about what he was doing. And it's fucking fascinating shit. Like,
Yeah.
they just the fucking government just seized 29,000 acres at Tigaboo Peak. It's on my bucket list. I fucking can't go and see it now. God damn them.
This is the hard thing for me though. Ever since awakening to whatever level I'm at right now, because it's constantly happening. Realizing that space is fake and gay. That's the part where it's hard for me to look at this alien stuff and see it anything other than demons deceiving us.
Yeah, I have the same problem. So, you know,
It's interesting. I like it, but it's, you know, I look at it like it's just another Star Wars that they're showing us, but in the real media. You know what I mean?
See that? I see both those ends. I also see that I don't think of space. I think of it's been here forever. Like that type of deal. Like this technology's been here. We just finally are, been secretly covering it up for years. But I think it's fascinating. I think it's
So
fucking
like
really
ancient
fascinating.
civilizations or something.
Definitely.
Interdimensional, I could see, like,
Yeah.
either extraterrestrial. And this is that's hard for me to, because I know in the community there's people that talk about extraterrestrial beings outside of, and there's other ones that are saying nope, that's fake and that's not true and that's just demons, and this is the center of creation. So it's like, it's hard to know what to believe. My senses, like if I'm really just using logic and discernment, and I look at even just all the angelic statues that I've seen around the world, even locally, like angels everywhere in Europe, here in Toronto, when you look at like all the paintings, all the art, to me it's angels and demons.
Got a little preview if you want to show it.
Yep.
Maybe I can actually get this right.
Build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Are you able to share it? I'm not able
Yeah,
to see
it's here. Just go full screen. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bob Lazar. In December of 1988, I was hired as a senior staff physicist by a U.S. defense contractor called EG&G Special Projects.
And I believe him.
I was told that I would be working on an advanced propulsion system out in a remote area of the Nevada test site, known as Area 51. Wanting to protect myself, I decided to go public and reveal the secrets of S4.
Well, there's actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
He is not your typical straight-laced science guy. If you wanted to hire a guy who could think out of the box
of cool
and help
toys.
solve problems, Bob was probably the best person in the country at the time. He was perfect for it. People are catching on that what Bob said is true.
Physical evidence now exists which proves that there is life elsewhere, and at least one form of that life has been here.
It was exactly like disarming a bomb. Every single day.
He was targeted.
And I saw the guy with the gun.
I was willing to fire back.
These briefings contained a wide spectrum of information, mostly relating to aliens and alien technology.
The people that have been keeping these secrets for a long time are not going to give this stuff up.
No one has ever been able to show exactly what I saw with my own eyes, until now. The information we're getting now is going to come to an end. The slightest wrong move could release a tremendous amount of energy.
To start up the reactor, of course, we need some element 115.
But he had a piece of it, and I don't care whether people believe it or not.
Actually went up in the air like this.
Be here and suddenly be here.
We don't know where they came from.
This is my husband, Bob.
He didn't believe in flying saucers.
ALSAP becomes ATIP. ATIP gets on the front page of the New York Times. It leads to congressional hearings. It leads to Dave Grush. All the stuff that's unfolding right now traces back to Bob Lazar.
So is it S4 because 54?
No, it's
Area 54?
Yeah, Section 4 or Site 4 or something like that.
Site 4. It's actually the second S4 location. This is like off the grid. That's not recorded. There's actually another site called S4, but no 54. It's like an undercover secret site on the southwest side of the Papoose Mountains. There's this hill at the bottom. There's actually been photos recently that came out of it, but that's pretty crazy. Oh, you got check
No,
it
it
out.
looks awesome. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. And Bob Lazar, like when watching that interview, you get an inkling of like, is this guy telling the truth? At least his experience, it resonates. I'm like,
yeah,
this dude isn't lying. Just the way he's specific, the way he explains things, and it's been the same throughout the years. And I do believe he has that element. I won't use the word belief. I think he has that element, and he has hidden it well, and that could change everything. But that other guy, the George Knapp guy, that guy I don't get a good feeling about. For whatever reason, he just doesn't seem like full.
You're totally right about Bob. His story's never changed. Like
Yeah.
I've always been trying to look at it a different lens. Like I didn't want to believe it right away, but I believe this. His story has not changed. It's been organic on how he talks about it, and some now shit's coming out that's adding truth to it. And you can see why the government covered him up. Took his background. You know, uh, you know, he fucked his life up, trying to destroy him. At the same time, it's pretty badass. It's pretty fascinating. This place is only about 6 hours from my location where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've
And
always been fascinated with that area.
it's interesting that he came out specifically to protect himself, because if he didn't, then he could have been taken out much easier, and that makes sense. But on the flip side too, I look at it like maybe he is a puppet that was used. They knew he's into tech, so they brought him in. They showed him a bunch of cool stuff to propagate this story, knowing that it's going to force a leak. Put him in a position where he has no choice but to leak it for his own safety, because they need that story to propagate. Now, this is, again, it's just conjecture. I don't even know if that's the right word, right? But if you were really, so the way that I look at it is, the ones in charge, the powers that be, they live way beyond us. They may have hundreds, if not thousands of years. Imagine all the wisdom that you could amass in that. It would be like trying to trick 2-year-olds with thumb tricks, you know? So they're just thinking way ahead, and okay, what's the best way to do this? And we think, nah, like that's just like too outlandish, or playing some long game, since the 40s, and then now it's going to come to disclosure in 2026. But I can't help but think it's a little bit too convenient that right now everything's coming out, and then, disclosure and all this, and Steven Spielberg and the aliens, and
It's all
everything's
dominoing.
happening at
There's
the
a lot
same
of
time.
shit happening. Yeah.
Well, timing's always crucial, so that's something to pay attention to as well. But yeah, man, like I said, I enjoyed the interview from Bob. I do kind of feel like his little sidekick there comes across as a handler, and
Yeah.
more than anything, and that's just
Jeremy Corbell.
It's always struck me that way. But yeah, definitely, if you're into that type of thing, give it a watch.
Awesome. So, gentlemen, I think we can cut it here. Really, really appreciate you joining tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
This is
It
a
was good
lot of
having you in
fun.
here, man.
Yeah. And hopefully Vince got the job done today. We're rooting for him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's funny. That's
This
funny.
episode has
thanks for having me on.
This episode has been brought to you by Vince's bedroom. Hasn't been used since 1984. All right, I'm gonna end it right at 3:03:33. If you guys got any
Thanks for
closing
having
thoughts.
me.
Man, we'll catch
Love
you
you,
guys on
lads.
the next one.
Yeah,
Love
Raylene,
you too.
it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
People in the
It's a lot of
comments, it's been fun.
Thanks, guys, for showing up, and we'll see you on the next one. We'll definitely do these Saturdays. We might start it at 10:10 on Saturdays. Peace.